River City Rough Riders Semi-Pro Football on Cooley Region Sports Network.
Throw in the middle, completes the pass. And Philip Ditto's got 3 touchdowns on the game. It's a pigskin hat trick for Philip Ditto and Karl Hoffman.
The Rough Riders roll on CRSN. Tonight, the River City Rough Riders host the Northern Light Cowboys in a non-conference opener to the 2018 season.
Let's go out and play our game now. Let's go yip cabbage on 3. 1, 2, 3, yip cabbage!
Rough Riders football on CRSN is presented to you by
Subway of La Crosse, Old Style Inn, Bacalar's Meats, NFL Play 60, USA Football, Pepsi of La Crosse.
Also brought to you by
Newey's Vogue, Trendsetter LLC, Apparel by Ray, Custom Fab of La Crosse, Shimmy's, Dairy Queen of La Crosse.
And by
The Dive Bar, Matt's Auto and Repair, Cooley Bank, Denture Smart Denture Service, Kerpath State Farm Insurance of Onalaska, Angelini's Restaurante, Onalaska.
Now, here with the call of the action from Swanson Field, Logan High School in La Crosse, Wisconsin, Rick Franke and Scotty Gran.
Well, good evening. We're back to Rough Riders football. And Scotty Gran joining me this season for most of the games. You believe you're going to be able to make a lot of these here at Swanson Field, Logan High School. Rough Riders donning some new jerseys, some new digs, all purple with white numbers, which makes the broadcaster happy as hell. You can say hell, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
right.
we're kind of not in a total family environment, I
No,
guess.
I don't think so.
Especially
We're
with especially with the conversations I hear in the bleachers, but we'll leave that to pass.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, Rick, from everything I'm seeing in warm-ups here, this is going to be an interesting affair. And, I've never got to see this format of football live. I've heard about it. But the big key today, obviously, for both these teams, if you want to keep this rolling, is miscues, mistakes, penalties. That's going to be a big, I think, key to the game here today.
Always a key to the game. Of course, the Stanley Cowboys are Northern Light Cowboys coming over from the Northern Lights Football League. I'm not sure if they want to be called Stanley or Northern Light.
It's hard.
I'm not sure which direction
Maybe we'll
they
just
want to
flip
go.
a coin and we'll decide which one it's going to be.
But they play in the Northern Lights Football League. Of course, the Northern Elite Football League, where the Rough Riders play out of. This conference has changed. A bunch of different teams in. No more Chippewa Valley Predators. In fact, there's a lot of guys that have come over to play for the Rough Riders.
Right.
There's guys playing for this Cowboys team and throughout. And what makes this even more interesting, after a big shootout last year between the two teams in Stanley, where the Rough Riders were victorious, you've got a lot of Rough Riders players, 5 of them to be exact, that have joined the Cowboys. So there's going to be some interesting clashes here in this one.
Yeah, interesting clashes, but the thing that remains the same, Karl Hoffman, Philip Ditto, and Aaron Soley are all back for the Rough Riders. And if you look at their production last year on paper, I mean, that could be very tough for a lot of these teams in this league this year. I think you would agree, Rick, that's probably their strength of their offense, is their ability to stretch the field and make big plays, chunk plays down the field. And we'll see if they can continue to do that this year with that trio.
Yeah, one missing out of that receiver trio, or you could call him a tight end. He was really a multi-purpose talent in Scott Schumann.
Yes.
39 catches, I should say, not 90. He'd love to. In his career, he had even more than 90, I believe. But 438 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's now with the Columbus Lions of the National Arena League. So we'll be keeping an eye on Shuey to see how he's doing down there this season.
Yeah, big talent. Hard to replace that. I know that Coach Dave Brown has brought over some acquisitions that he feels will add to the depth and talent of this team, and we'll find out today to see if that happens.
We mentioned the Stanley Cowboys playing in that Northern Lights Football League out of the North Division. Brown County Blackjacks, the Wisconsin Ravens, the UP Arctic Blast, and, of course, the Cowboys, who we just mentioned.
UP Arctic Blast.
Last year's champs, the Brown County Blackjacks.
Wow. That's interesting. These names are different, that's for sure.
And if we're going to mention other teams, we got to mention the Minneapolis Warriors, who won the Elite Bowl. It was Elite Bowl 10 over Northland, who knocked the Rough Riders out in a tough game, 36-19. I called the game here last year at Swanson Field, where the Rough Riders beat the Northland Bulls. That was a team that had a very good quarterback, and the defense played lights out that day.
Yeah, and you don't know what you're going to get week to week, and that's the one thing that makes this league intriguing is these guys are they're scrapping and clawing and they're playing hard every play, and that's the one thing as a fan you like to see. I know as broadcasters we like to see that. That's for sure, and I mean, these guys are just looking to play some football.
Speaking of the broadcast, Scotty, we are on YouTube today.
I know,
YouTube,
kind of changing it up.
CRSN YouTube channel, just for those of you that followed the Rough Riders when we were on the Cube. Of course, you can always watch the game. We are hoping, I haven't even looked to see, should I go and check and make sure? Because our green light's on, so that means
it is.
That means we've got some. Oh, yep, there it is. It's up on YouTube. I can see it right now. So things are good, Scotty, at least as far as I can tell for our broadcast right now. But this is the first time we've been doing the games on YouTube, and we'll probably continue to do it provided everything's working out.
Yeah, and that's the thing, kind of a trial run for us, going into not only this, but the high school football season, which, believe it or not, is right around the corner, even though you see the snow piles out in the distance from Wednesday's big storm here, which I didn't shovel, thank God, after that. But, it's right there.
You didn't have to. It gets up to 60 degrees. It's gorgeous. This is like perfect football weather right now.
It's great outside right now, and I tell you what, it's just the early feel of just that spring practice. You know what I mean? That's what this is like right now.
We're going to take a quick break here in our pregame as we get set for the Northern Light Cowboys, otherwise known as the Stanley Cowboys, and the River City Rough Riders, who are wearing their helmets. That almost look like military helmets.
Yeah,
now.
They do.
I bet you. Now it could be a team thing, like they didn't put the Rough Riders logo on the helmet because it's
like when you go
like
to
a crew.
It's like when you're a Madden and you create a helmet. That's a helmet I'd like to create right there.
All right,
that's kind of neat. We're
going to have to ask Dan about the helmets.
Yeah. I like that.
You're all okay. He was just showing me that he's watching on YouTube right now.
All right.
So we're all good. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with all the starters on offense and defense for both teams here. Rough Riders taking on the Cowboys here on the Cooley Region Sports Network.
Taste the sensations of true Italian food. Smell the sweet smell of Italian stuffed pizza, Italian spaghetti sauce like Mom used to make, and the sweet smell of fresh garlic bread filling the air at Angelini's. Enjoy private dining and a full bar with lounge. Angelini's Pizzeria and Ristorante right across the street from the Omni Center. Angelini's is serving up traditional as well as authentic Angelini's Italian specialties. To make reservations, call 608-783-5566 or come on over after the game, but just don't put your own tables together. Angelini's Pizzeria and Ristorante in Onalaska. You're invited to taste the difference.
Isn't life crazy? One day your fender gets dented by a runaway shopping cart. The next day, your kid's college entrance exam is a runaway success.
Yes, I got accepted.
But that's life. Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. No worries, your State Farm agent is here in all of life's moments, the good and the not so good, to help life go right. So good day, bad day, any day, let's talk.
Call State Farm agent Kurt Paff in Onalaska at 608-783-1130.
Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
We are having such a good hair day. Selfie time!
Oh, that reminds me.
That's not a selfie.
I'm taking a picture of this check I just got. With my institution's mobile deposit app, the money goes straight into my free Kasasa checking account.
So, a check selfie? A selfie?
Oh, no, not a thing.
With state-of-the-art Kasasa checking, you get cash rewards and nationwide ATM withdrawal fee refunds every month you qualify.
Ask for Kasasa by name at Cooley Bank or visit cooleybank.net. Member FDIC.
Scott Cordopassi of Denture Smart Denture Service.
Hey, it's Scott here, the tooth tech again. And I get it. There's a wedding next weekend or your niece's graduation party's around the corner and you don't like your smile. Well, that's where I can help. Call Bobby at 519-3946. We're here to help. Dr. Johnston can get you right in and we can get you right out with your new smile. Imagine Uncle Frank's reaction when he sees your bright new pearlies. Won't he be jealous? And savings? You can't beat Denture Smart. There's no lab bill because the lab is in Denture Smart. We pass the savings on to you. Remember, I may not be the tooth fairy, but I'm the next best thing.
Denture Smart Denture Service, 605 2nd Avenue South in Onalaska. Stop in today for a better smile or call for an appointment at 608-519-3946. This is River City Rough Riders Northern Elite Football on the Cooley Region Sports Network.
Rick and Scotty back with you from Swanson Field. Logan High School, Crosse Wisconsin. Perfect night for football as the Rough Riders and Cowboys are set to do battle. Let's start with the visiting Stanley Cowboys and give you the starters for tonight's contest. We'll start first off with their defense. The two defensive ends in a what looks to be three defensive back, three-corner set, two safeties, along with two linebackers, much like what the Rough Riders are kind of working with here today. It'll be Deshaun Wojciak will be one of the defensive ends wearing number 44. And then number 5, defensive end John Goody. Troy Prill, number 10, will also be in there from time to time. He was one of the sack leaders for the Rough Riders last year and came up with a couple big plays.
Yeah, he's quick off the edge, good hand technique. That's probably what we'll probably see from that gentleman here today. And I think there's a lot of decent defensive linemen in this game we're going to talk about, Rick, not just that one.
Defensive tackles for the Cowboys, number 99, Chase Fettiplace, and number 40, Tristan Payton. He was with Chippewa Valley, had 3 tackles and a sack last year. Number 9, linebacker Sam Howard, also at linebacker number 22, Akeem Peterson. He was with the Rough Riders, leading tackler and defensive MVP. That's a big loss, but
it is.
The coaching staff believes they have replaced players.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about, Coach Dave Brown's very confident with the pieces that he's acquired from Chippewa Falls and some other teams in this football league, that they're going to be a pretty good football team this year.
3 DBs for the Cowboys, Brad Hempelman, Matt Sanders, and Marquis Turner. Hempelman is number 20, Sanders number 39, and number 21, Marquis Turner. The safeties, Willie McCaleb, a well-known Rough Rider player, wearing number 26 at strong safety. And according to owner Dan Bridges, he was without a doubt a leader and captain on the field. So he'll be missed by the Rough Riders and a key contributor probably for the Cowboys.
Yeah, you would think, and add some stability and some leadership maybe for their secondary to see if maybe they can improve upon some numbers last year that were kind of shaky in some aspects of their game last year.
And again on defense, Keith Richardson, another one of those River City Rough Riders, a very solid defensive back. On offense for the Cowboys, the offensive line, it'll be Stoney West, Chris Garner, Jermaine Riley, a former Rough Rider, and Mike Goody, Ty Goyne. The quarterback is Nate Samus, played with the Chippewa Valley Predators. And then there is Josh Oberle and O.J. Wilkerson at running back. DeAndre Houston at wide receiver. Miguel Watson will also be at receiver, and Luke Holloway. So those are the offensive starters for the Cowboys. Scotty, do you have the Rough Riders starters on offense?
I do, actually, right over here.
I'm going to have you fire them out.
All right, so Karl Hoffman, of course, coming back for quarterback. And I believe, who is it, Jeffrey Peoples that's going to be the running back here today for
Jeffrey or
Worminski?
Jerome. It depends on who you ask. But Peoples
Jay
will be
Peoples is what we heard.
Jay Peoples.
Yep, Jay Peoples.
Going to be in the backfield.
Philip Ditto at wide receiver. C.J. Woods also, and Aaron Soley. Very productive trio. Tight end Drew Johnson. Left tackle Calvin Payton. Left guards Nate Morgan. The center will be Jordan Benkin. Yep. The right guard is Chris Shorida, and right tackle is either going to be John Robinson or Nate Nicholson, playing whoever, I guess, depending maybe on the package.
So a couple of changes on that offensive line. Jordan Benkin taking over at center. Chad Haas, a legendary center for the Rough Riders, played for many, many years. So a bit of a change there, and Chris Shorida as well at guard. So those are the offensive starters. Here's the defensive starters for the Rough Riders. Defensive tackles, Nate Nicholson and James Washington. The defensive ends, Kellen Lager and Tyler Bortle coming over from Chippewa Valley. And then it'll be Reggie Horace at linebacker with Prince Osai. Defensive backs, J-Rock Staley, Jamar Boone, and Anton Dorsey. The free safeties, Vontrez Phelps and Troy Young. So there you go. Those are all the players that will start in tonight's game, but there'll be plenty others.
Yeah, James Washington is the one that sticks out with the numbers he had last year on that defensive line. Don't be surprised if he's an impact player today for the Rough Riders.
So it looked like we had the coin toss, and we're going to be just about set to go. Again, we welcome back Jeff Ross on camera with our coverage again this season. Glad you're with us here on the Coulee Region Sports Network. Again, the Rough Riders wearing their purples tonight with the white numbers, and the Cowboys of Stanley in their white jerseys and the orange and black trim on their numbers. Again, our thanks to Rough Riders sponsors, Pepsi of La Crosse, as well as Old Style Inn, Bacalar's Meats, NFL Play 60, USA Football, and Subway of La Crosse, just to name a few of those Rough Riders supporters. And it doesn't happen without support from local businesses.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
Absolutely. You wouldn't have uniform numbers that the broadcasters can see without those sponsors.
And you know, I'm not here to complain, but in the past with the white jerseys and the silver numbers, that was tough. anthem means it's time now to play some football, as we are sitting under sunshine right now in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and a perfect day to get out and play some football. You know you're going to see some rust to start things out, Scotty. That's at least my anticipation.
Yeah, usually game one you're going to see some growing pains, but again, it's all going to develop and get better quarter by quarter, so we'll just see which team rises to the occasion. Again, I fully expect the Rough Riders to have a very strong passing attack, so we'll see if that comes to fruition here today.
Dave Brown, the head coach of the Rough Riders, Bob Brown, the head coach of the Cowboys, so a battle of Browns here today.
Yes. And they don't have the first or fourth overall picks in this Thursday's NFL draft.
I know you're pumped up for that. I'm sure some draft talk's going to slip out from time to time.
Yep.
We'll be gathering together for that. And no show this year, though, just going to soak it all in.
No, we're gonna hold off on that. I think, we just want to enjoy it instead of sitting there for 3 hours and talking about it. And there's a lot of deliberation and whatever it can be, and you never know what's going to happen with
Plus,
the draft.
there's guys that get paid way more that are talking about it that are supposed to be the
experts.
Yeah,
and they look a lot better than I do.
Well, that may be true.
That is very true.
It's
not a maybe. It's a
okay, you're absolutely right. They do look much better than you, but
thanks.
I don't know that they know more.
I like to say I know quite a bit about it every year.
You do.
So.
Every now and then you reach too far and you call somebody a future Hall of Famer.
I never said that. You keep saying I did, and I didn't. Oh, man.
I'm going to record when we're hanging out watching the draft just so I can play it back to you.
There's a couple guys this year that could be potential Hall of Famers. One of them's Quentin Nelson, I think the guard from Notre Dame. I think he's going to be a very good player for a long time.
So Michael Ballwig will be handling the kicking duties. Michael, a UWL student and intern with the team for a bit last year and handled kicking duties in the playoffs.
Yep.
And
did very well, too.
We'll see how he does
3
here.
3 for 4 on field goals, I think.
On the opening kickoff. It looks like 2 men deep here for the Cowboys. Josh Oberle, number 2. And it looks like Kodari Peterson is the other deep returner here, as it's a end-over-end kick that bounces at the 21. Picked up there by Peterson. Gets to the outside, still on his feet. Good field position here for the Cowboys to start things out. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. So we're underway.
Yeah, Peterson doing a good job on that return and just getting some positive yardage. And really no wedge set up for that return whatsoever, Rick. Just good effort.
So Nate Samas will be under center from Americus, Georgia. He was 34 for 83 last year, 41%, and 434 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That was with the Door County Destroyers as a backup last season. And we know that Josh Oberle carried the rock a bit from Thorpe, Wisconsin last year.
Now, Samas has a very quick release from what I saw in pregame warmups.
Yeah, you were watching a lot of that and work out of a shotgun here. Got 2-2 split. Little motion there for Trevor Strand. Here's the throw by Samas with pressure down the field, way overthrown, but they go right to Hodari Peterson from Merced, California on the very first play after he returned the kick. Usually you give that guy a break.
Yeah, Troy Young and Javon Staley were not fooled whatsoever. They were really good in coverage. They're staying back and not letting that receiver get behind them on that. So good read and react there by the Rough Rider defense.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Stanley Cowboys. They've got some beef up front there on that offensive line.
Pretty big up there, I would agree.
Although pressure in pretty immediately by the Rough Riders on that very first play of the first drive of this game. Samas again. This time it's a handoff to Oberle, trying to find some space. Oberle hops over one tackle, gets ahead for a good carry, 8 yards on the pickup. It'll be 3rd down and short here for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Jermaine Riley right there, the offensive lineman from Sarasota, Florida, number 19. Pretty good kick-out block right there to set that up. And a great run by Oberle to kind of read off the backside, cut inside, and then back out. About a 7-yard gain.
So 3rd and short, you're looking at 2 yards here as we're just underway. First quarter, no score. Glad you're with us here on the Coulee Region Sports Network. See if they go with something up the middle here or if they're going to try to get to the outside. This new Rough Rider defense, a lot of new names in it. Couple of shifts as they are in a shotgun here. Moving in motion there was Josh Watson. And it'll be a carry up the middle for Oberle. He's going to get past the 45, down to the 43-yard line. That'll move the chains, and a good play call there.
Yeah, I would agree. The motions kind of set that up right there because it looked like they might have run a wide receiver screen or a bubble screen maybe right off of that, but instead just run and take it right up the middle for an easy 2-yard gain right there.
I believe that was Kellen Lager in on the tackle for the Rough Riders. Again, one of those 2 down linemen on defense that came over from Chippewa Valley. So first down from the Rough Riders' 43-yard line.
We have 4 wide receivers out there right now, too.
Working a spread offense here so far to start this game. Samus, protection breaks down, gets hit by Lager as he throws. Got a flag, though, thrown at the 38-yard line.
I think it's going to be holding because Lager right there got around the edge. It looked like his pad was kind of indented up a little bit and grabbed, which usually means a holding call.
So for everyone involved, it's,
it's on the
start to the season here, everyone getting adjusted. We got here and they were battling with the scoreboard.
Yes,
we're actually using the soccer format.
Yeah, I thought my car was getting stolen a couple times out in the parking lot, but that's all right.
Siren going on, and I'm sure people in the neighborhood thought there was maybe a bank was broken into.
So it's a defensive hold on Jamar Boone that time. So it'll be an automatic first down here for the Stanley Cowboys.
The Cowboys now 38-yard line of the Rough Riders. One rushing first down, and now another one, 1st and 10 from the 38. Same spread set. And got whistles as the ball was given to O.J. Wilkerson.
Ball start.
Wilkerson from Los Angeles, California. Last year, 134 carries, 590 yards, 4.4 per, 5 touchdowns, and then 2 catches for 25 yards. He is a baseball player as well, a talented baseball player.
Pretty good numbers on the season last year. That 4.4 per carry is not too bad.
No, you have to keep an eye on him. He can break it loose.
Absolutely.
Not easy to catch. But with that penalty, you back him up 5 yards now at the 43. This time, you got trips right.
Watch wide receiver screen here, possibly.
Rough Riders showing blitz there. Now they'll back off again. Long snap count. Here's the throw by Samus. He completes the pass and connects with Hodari Peterson, who gets hit hard just inside the 40. Trying to get him involved, and he's hopping after getting hit there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it took a kind of a bad fall right there going down. I don't know if his ankle just got twisted underneath on the tackle, but yeah, I saw that a lot in warm-ups. That's why I kind of called that out, Rick. They were running that play quite a bit. And Samus, again, showing off that quick release like we discussed. He got that out right away. Decent gain, but nothing really that made a huge impact here as it's only 5 yards.
11:55 and counting here in the first quarter. Got 2nd down and 10 here for the Cowboys. Another change in personnel. Coach Bob Brown showing different guys in very often a spread package. That's what we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Motion there was Tyler Strand, and the give is left side and eaten up by the Rough Riders defense. In on the stop first is Vontrez Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips with a good read that time and wasn't fooled by the motion as they tried to run a counter trap going left, and very nice tackle that time.
Phillips in on the stop, 2-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 8 here for the Cowboys.
Not a bad offensive structure here for the Cowboys. They run a lot of motion, kind of see if they can get the defense off their game or showing what they're doing defensively, cheating up on the blitzes, seeing if that's the guy that's coming in. So pretty smart play calling overall.
Rough Riders fans wanting this defense to get a big stop here. Crucial situation here. And to get out of the spread offense, Samus. Samus has good protection. He'll look downfield and overthrows his intended receiver. Wide open was Josh Oberle, just couldn't connect.
Yeah, Oberle right there was open right off the onset, and Samus was kind of reading one receiver, and he goes back a little too late and overthrows that football.
Yeah, Oberle was just waiting for it there. He was open. He had some room to run with it if
Absolutely. He could have cut inside and maybe took that to the end zone. That's how much room he had.
Well, to start things out, Samus the starter here for Stanley, and 41% last year with Door County. You can see the accuracy a little off on that last pass.
Yep.
4th down. And another play. It looks like they're going to run something here as Samus went to the sideline to get the play. So Rough Riders looking for a big stop right now. .10:28 left here, first quarter. Biggest play of this early portion of the game. Bad snap. Samus, he'll get hit and driven down, and that will be a turnover on downs inside Cowboy territory as Kellen Lager was all over the quarterback after the bad snap.
Yeah, bad snap and great penetration by the Rough Riders, and Lager just ends the drive for Samus and the Cowboys, and the Rough Riders now have great field position on the other side of the 50-yard line here.
So what started out to be nice movement by the Northern Light Cowboys ends abruptly with a turnover on downs. Now we get to see the River City Rough Riders offense.
A good opportunity here for the Rough Riders with great field position to see if they can take advantage of that.
Dan Bridges and Paul Anderson crafting this offense. Still a lot of familiar names, but that offensive line has changed a little bit. We'll see here in the early goings how things come together. One definite is Karl Hoffman has got an arm. Quick step, throws over, completes to Philip Ditto. Ditto with a couple of moves will get ahead for 4. We'll see where they spot this football.
Yeah, Hoffman getting rid of that pretty fast, too. Ditto just coming right inside. You can see the communication there with those two as he knew exactly where that ball was going to be. Gets a couple extra yards after the catch.
Philip Ditto, 30 catches last year, 378 yards, 4 touchdowns, 12.6 per catch. He had 9 catches in the playoffs, 182 yards, and 5 TDs.
Yeah, what I like is Hoffman's accuracy, 54% passing last year, which is very good.
And that
in
was
this league.
Not his strongest season. He has had better seasons. He is looking to rebound quite a bit this year. I guarantee it. Showing blitz of the Cowboys. Here's a give right side. And
number 13.
Yeah,
which we don't have a 13.
13's not put on, but maybe that's Jerome Peoples. Is he wearing that, or you see 2 down there somewhere? Because my guess, there's 2 down there.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd think the home team we would have the name.
Yes.
Number 13. Well, Dan can't think of everything. Here's Hoffman to throw. There's the arm. He's shining to Ditto. Perfect pass. Philip Ditto, touchdown. Karl Hoffman delivers.
That was a beautiful throw, and Ditto right there in double coverage. Concentration, catch the ball, feet down, touchdown Rough Riders. That was beautiful.
40 yards in the air, right into the hands of Ditto. All he had to do was let it drop. It was beautiful.
A dime of Ditto.
Beautiful play right there. Ditto. All he does is score touchdowns.
Yeah, that was beautiful. What was most impressive, again, that was in double coverage. Hoffman put it in there perfectly.
So now the extra points, and Baldwin puts it between the uprights and good. And the Rough Riders have a 7-0 lead here early on with 8:53 to play in the first quarter. That's how you get it done on your first drive.
Absolutely it is. And, you got to take advantage of that field position. We talked about it, Rick. They did that, and really they just, like we talked about, went to their strength. Throwing the football, and that's what you're going to see a lot this year from the River City Rough Riders.
Well, hopefully we can get a confirmation on number 13, because 13 back out there again, and I know that's just a matter of a jersey that's been changed on the roster.
Yep.
So if we can get that, that'd be great. Somebody can help us out. If you're maybe watching and you know what the jersey number was going to be today and it changed at the last second, you help us out.
Yes.
So Ballig will be set to kick off. Rough Riders with a 7-0 lead, 8:53 left here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, Matt Sanders on the sideline for the Cowboys kind of tossed the old helmet after that play. He wasn't very pleased. Again, it was great coverage by the Cowboys. It was just a beautiful pass and catch by the Rough Riders.
It dropped right in.
It was perfect pass.
Can't do it any better. And,
No.
I said last year was not one of the strongest seasons for Karl Hoffman, but then he comes out and throws a ball like that
Absolutely.
right in the first series. That's going to be a line drive kick, fielded at the 19-yard line. Here's Oberle, gets through one tackle. Oberle dives past the 35 to the 36, where the Cowboys start out 1st and 10.
I'm actually surprised we didn't see a flag for a tripping call right there on number 33 for the Rough Riders, Steve Rodriguez, but they let it go.
That's okay. We'll see plenty of laundry, Scotty.
Yes,
you don't have
yes.
to hope for any of that kind of stuff today.
Hey, I just call it like I see it. You know that.
As far as the team's concerned, they were okay with it. I saw 55 giving a little fist pump to him as he was coming off, and 55's
Absolutely.
not on. I don't think 55's on here either.
I don't see 55, no. Nope.
So another series here for the Cowboys. Turnover on downs in their first series. And then the Rough Riders answer with a 40-yard touchdown pass. Karl Hoffman to Philip Ditto. Back in the spread formation is Stanley. Got motion with Josh Watson. And he'll get to the outside, taken out of bounds after a pickup of 5.
Prince Osoya right there. Osoya?
Prince
Is that how you say
Asai,
that?
Prince Asai and Troy Young involved on that tackle as it was a pickup of 4.
A good pursuit that time by the Rough Riders. It could have been a lot more than 4 yards.
Defense looking to have another big stop here.
I do like what Stanley's doing on offense, though. They're really mixing it up and making you think about what they're going to do next.
Well, they've gotten a variety of players involved.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is a running back fade, predicating off of this triple threat of wide receivers
right
here.
But DeAndre Houston is far left. Watch him. It will be a running play, though, and nowhere to go as the Rough Riders flatten it back at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go as Lager back in there again with another stop.
Yeah,
Good start for him.
Nate Nicholson made that happen, though. He was in there immediately and ran right into Oberle that time, which just destroyed that whole play.
So 3rd down and 7 yards to go here for Stanley. Clock running, 7:30 and counting left here in the first quarter, 7-0 Rough Riders. We got our new scoreboard up here, you can see.
I like that.
Yeah, it's got
pretty
colors.
sharp. Yeah, it does. It has colors.
We can change the colors if we want to.
That's right.
Trips right, Samus, pressure, and tipped at the line of scrimmage and intercepted.
Great play.
It was tipped at the line of scrimmage by Charles Hardy and intercepted by the Rough Riders' Ryan Hoskins, who is actually wearing 25. Alex Tompkins not here today, and boy, you get in the lineup and you make a play, you get an interception.
Yeah.
So the Rough Riders off to a great start.
Yeah, great start, and that's what, you get more playing time making plays like that. And Rick, you kind of talked about it. Stanley's pretty big up front, but man, the Rough Riders right now have the quickness and the penetration game at the defensive line, and that's another big play by that D line and that succession of plays.
So defense comes up big. Ball tipped by Charles Hardy at the line of scrimmage. And then it's Ryan Hoskins coming up, diving at the 35 to make the interception. Now it's 1st and 10 Rough Riders. This time Peoples is in the backfield, and he'll get the handoff, but driven backwards. Good job by the Cowboys to see that play right away, and it will be a loss of 3, well, maybe 2. Well, now it's 1. Let's see. They get it almost back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Seth Howard was the first one in there, but finishing it up was Willie McCaleb that time.
Yeah, forward progress for Peoples gets him close to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.5 yards. So that's the first carry for Jerome Peoples. And he'll stay in the backfield now. Sully and Ditto split left. And off to the rights, the veteran C.J. Woods. Trouble for Hoffman. Throws it over the middle. Nice job. He gets it to Peoples, who's got space up the right side. Makes a couple of moves and gets past the first down marker inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. First down, Rough Riders.
Yeah, that was a great play call as they were running a zone blitz that time were the Cowboys, and that was almost the perfect screen opportunity to run a screen pass. And I tell you what, they made the most of it right there as Peoples with a very good run after the catch.
So they will move the chains. They got him right about the 25, though. I thought he got across that, but must have touched out of bounds. And now we've got 5:33 and counting left here first quarter. Rough Riders on the move after taking a 7-0 lead. Hoffman to throw. He'll air it out right sideline, but a little too far and out of bounds for C.J. Woods. Boy, he was all alone down that sideline.
Some miscommunication on coverage because Woods had nobody on him. He was running free right down that left hash mark, and, man, that's a missed opportunity right there.
Again, Rough Riders would like to thank Newey's Vogue, as well as Trendsetter LLC Apparel by Ray, Custom Fab of La Crosse, Shimmies, Dairy Queen of La Crosse, and the Dive Bar. Those are just some of this year's sponsors supporting River City Rough Riders football. Second and 10. Quick give left. And a nice move, breaking through tackles and down to the 11-yard line. A late flag, and you're right, Scotty. I think that is a face mask. That's going to be a first down, though, regardless, and half the distance.
Lucky 13 does it again. Don't have a name? We'll just call him Lucky 13, I guess. I don't know.
Who can we get to get us his name?
I don't know.
Can we get somebody?
Yeah.
Anybody? Nope. Hey, we're going to say his name loud and proud as soon as we can. What's it? Yeah.
Yeah, 55, I don't have that one either.
Yeah, nice run for number 13 for the River City Rough Riders.
It is the first game of the year, Rick.
First and goal from the 6-yard line.
There's always hiccups, that's right, including rosters.
We got to give 13 lots of love once
Yes, we do.
Once we get a hold of that name. As he shifts over the right side of Karl Hoffman. Now in motion again, the Rough Riders, and the give is right, and eventually stacked up right back at the line of scrimmage. We got another flag thrown out right at the 6. So I believe there was movement somewhere as that play was just about to begin. As you can see, Jeff Ross doing a masterful job on camera again as he's getting the close-up here of the officials for you.
Yeah, Tyrell Beasley on that time got swallowed up right away on that end around.
So ball stays at the 6-yard line, and it'll be second down. Rough Riders have Drew Johnson. He's tight end, stepping in some big shoes of Scott Schumann. He'll come in motion to the near side in a trade. And now Hoffman gives the ball to 13, who crashes and bangs to the 1.
Right off that strong side.
Another strong run there.
Yep. Motion by Johnson that time. They run right off his backside. Almost a touchdown right there for Lucky 13.
Rough Riders playing without Eric Brown, who was a big part of this team last year. He will be eventually back in the lineup. I kind of wondered whether it was him because he runs an awful lot like him, but I think we would know that. At least I'd hope we would know that.
It is the first game of the year.
It is the first game of the year.
It
and
is.
for the Rough Riders, it's been a good start, I'll say that.
It's been a great start.
Knocking at the door from the 2, just now about 1.5 yard line.
Watch a quick slant here.
And Hoffman delivers to the right. A little off balance. He threw it off balance and was past C.J. Woods. And Woods wishes that one would have been on target because he was open.
Yeah, and it was a great route by Woods. Just stop and go right there and just hit right out to that pylon cone. And Hoffman just missed it.
So Karl comes on over to the sidelines. Dan has a play for him.
Woods is thinking, I could have 2 touchdowns right now in this drive.
He was wide open on a long one down the right sideline earlier.
Yeah, he's working Marquise Turner out there, the defensive back from Madison, Florida. He can't keep up with him. Woods has got some quick feet.
So 4th down, and the Rough Riders obviously going for it. This play would be a big one to take a 13-0 lead here in the first quarter with 3:04 left. Hoffman has some time, throws it right, looking for Woods, and good coverage. Jumping up in front to break up the pass was Marquise Turner.
Yeah, Turner that time got the best of that one, and a good read, and they went to the same play again, and that time Turner wasn't fooled. And like I said, Rick, they did run a quick slant with Beasley. I thought maybe they'd try to hit that soft back end of the end zone, but they went right back to Woods.
So Coulee Region Sports Network will have the Rough Riders home games this season. As you can see, here's the schedule of broadcasts. We will have these games for you right here on the Coulee Region Sports Network.com and also on our CRSN YouTube channel, all things considered, if everything's working the right way. But nonetheless, you can always go to Coulee Region Sports Network.com, and that's where you will find the home games this season.
Yeah, a lot of quality opponents the Rough Riders are playing. A lot of those teams ranked in the early rankings of the NEFL preseason rankings here, going down that schedule.
So you talk about being backed up near your own end zone. This is about as close as you're going to get here for Samus on this drive. 3rd series and downfield. Nice tight spiral, but way overthrown. Looking down the left sideline for the intended receiver, DeAndre Houston from Minneapolis. And he's got some good wheels, but Samus threw a tight one there, but it was just overthrown.
Yeah, Dorsey was with him step for step, and then Troy Young coming on the backside for help. So, I mean, it looked like maybe Samus was just trying not to make a mistake with that throw too, because you don't want to turn the ball over on this end of the field.
2:53 left first quarter. Couple of personnel changes on defense here for the Rough Riders. As Tyler Bortle gets back to the sideline. Bortle, another one of those Chippewa Valley players that came over. Him and Kellen Lager have already made their presence known. James Washington looking to get in quickly. And he breaks right through, almost gets to Samus. Samus is in trouble. There's a flag thrown, and he does get back out, and I think he fumbled the football. The Rough Riders are on top of the football as Nate Nicholson got on top of it after he coughed it up, but I don't believe they're going to give him the turnover.
Yeah, let's see what the flag's for here. It's holding.
Former Rough Rider Jermaine Riley got up slowly after that play.
It is a turnover. The Rough Riders have it. Penalties declined, so they did recover the fumble.
So he coughed that football up in the end zone there and lost it at the, looks like, 2-yard line, and that is another turnover here, and the Rough Riders are knocking right back at the door. They don't have too far to go.
Yeah, Syrates there was there for the fumble. Good awareness as Samus was trying to avoid getting out of the end zone for the safety, but since there was holding in the end zone, either way it would have been a safety.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered. The Rough Riders would have the ball either way here possibly.
Yeah, they were pushed up to their own 1.5-yard line, and now the Rough Riders knocking from the 2. Romello Jones, one of the receivers out there, along with Ryan Hoskins to the left. To the right, they've got Zach Kleinfeld, and here's a give to 13 up the middle. He's not going to get much. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, good defensive penetration again that time by Dallas. He had some problems running the football so far on this end of the field and in tight spots, Rick.
So another different package. 13 coming off the field here right now.
Yeah, Peoples coming back in.
So we'll see what Coach Bridges is going to bring in here now? Zach Kleinfeldt is out there right side. I wonder if he might be the target. Romello Jones to the left. And the give is to Peoples, and Jerome still going strong. Finally, they blow the whistle. And a little extracurriculars here is a celebrating Willie McCaleb says no go. Former Rough Rider pumped up here from Mulberry, Florida. Had a good season last year. 9 games, 44 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 interceptions.
72 Stony West so far has been probably the most disruptive force in this game so far, as on both those plays. He's been in the backfield consistently for Stanley.
Stony, we don't have heights and weights from
He's
Tyler,
a big
Texas,
man.
but he's tipping them. 3rd down and goal here for the Rough Riders. Fake to Peoples. Throw over the middle. Wide open and completed to Ryan Hoskins. Touchdown, Rough Riders.
That was a great slant route that time and a good play-action fake and a good, I would say, good offensive play call there by Dan Bridges, as looked like they were going to maybe run again a draw play, but then faking it off and then with a nice little slant route. Great throw, great catch.
1:06 to play here in the first quarter, and the Rough Riders have taken a 2-touchdown lead. Now we'll see if Michael Ballwig can connect. He's 1 for 1 on the young season. Philip Ditto, the holder. Down place, line drive kick between the uprights and good. So the Rough Riders have themselves a 14-0 lead over the Stanley Cowboys here with 1:06 to play in our first quarter. Again, the Rough Riders, thanks to Matt's Auto and Repair as a Rough Riders sponsor this season. Thanks to Matt's Auto, established in 2006. One of the many businesses that are supporting these River City Rough Riders.
Yeah, great start for the Rough Riders here in the first quarter, taking advantage of the Cowboy miscues to get one of the touchdowns. The other one just a beautiful 42-yard touchdown pass that was dropped like a dime right into the hands of Philip Ditto by Karl Hoffman. So far so good for the River City Rough Riders.
How about the game for Ryan Hoskins so far? An interception and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, and he was Johnny on the spot a couple times here, and getting the call in today with one of the starters being out, and he's making the most of his opportunity here.
So Rough Riders set to kick off. Cowboys had good field position in their first series, but dreadful field position in their last one. Short kick this time. Get a bounce, and Troy Prill picks it up. Former Rough Rider takes a pop, stays up. Now he'll get wrestled down eventually as he gets it ahead to the 33. You think he didn't want to go all the way with that?
No.
he
did.
Head down and hard, and he ran over a couple of Rough Riders in the process, and it looks like Reginald Horace is down right now, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, he's moving, though, which is...
So Reginald Horace, starter today at linebacker, his first game with the Rough Riders, and the trainer out to take a look at Reginald. While they're doing that, I'd like to, of course, thank Pepsi of La Crosse, another one of those great sponsors for the River City Rough Riders. Also, the Old Style Inn, thanks to them. And Bacalar's Meats. I know that Scotty is a big fan of the Bacalar's Meats, much like myself.
Yes, very good.
Those lager dogs during the baseball season. Those tend to be pretty good. And also, we'd like to thank Subway of La Crosse, as they have been a sponsor for many years with the River City Rough Riders, just to name a few of those businesses. So as a trainer, take a look there at Reginald Horace. He's going to make his way back to the sideline. Things look good here the way he's coming off the field.
It's good he's jogging off the field. You know, for a little bit there was a scary period, but up and at it.
Hope you're enjoying our coverage of River City Rough Rider football here on the Coulee Region Sports Network, and our first stream on YouTube with the Rough Riders. Hopefully things are working good on the YouTube end, and may have found a few people. It's open to a lot of people who are just
It
surfing
is.
around on YouTube.
Absolutely.
They might be catching a Rough Rider game for the very first time, didn't even know what it was.
Yeah. I watched the Andre the Giant documentary on YouTube the other
ya?
night.
All right, I'm sure that was good.
It was actually very good.
First play not going good at first for the Cowboys, but eventually a scampering Josh Oberle gets all the way up to the 45-yard line and out of bounds. And that'll move the chains there. And you mentioned Andre the Giant. You also mentioned to me earlier off air the passing of the exact opposite.
Yeah, Vern Troyer passed away. How about that?
Mini-Me,
Yeah, Mini-Me. What is it now? We had our three, Barbara Bush, earlier in the week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you're talking about the cycle of three.
Yeah, the DJ from Sweden,
yep.
the 28-year-old, and now Mini-Me.
Vern Troyer.
So, and that's sad. That's really sad. Vern Troyer was a very, very funny individual.
Oh, yeah, the night court judge, too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
So there's 4. Yeah, Vern Troyer, 3.5.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I shouldn't have gotten it.
It's all right.
All right.
Fumble.
That's a fumble. Rough Riders with an opportunity and covered up just across midfield. See who got on top of that football, and they're going to
the Cowboys got it
say
back.
the Cowboys able to get on top of that football.
Yeah, Wilkerson just hanging that ball out there, and I believe that it was Anton Dorsey that got a hand in there to punch that out, and loose ball and a lot of pursuit right there, and the Cowboys lucky to get that back.
So Dorsey involved in that play on defense for the Rough Riders. And
the end of the first
It's going to be the end of the first here from Swanson Field. Logan High School back with second quarter action coming up here in just a moment on the Coulee Region Sports Network.
Scott Cordopassi of Denture Smart Denture Service.
Hey, it's Scott the Tooth Tech here, and I want you to know I've heard it all. My denture broke. I lost my denture. The dog ate my denture. In those situations, Denture Smart is here for you. Having the lab in the office is perfect for these situations. Many repairs can be done while you wait. New dentures can sometimes be done in as little as 2 visits. There's never a cost to see the doctor. Explore your options as a patient. Choose Denture Smart for your denture needs. Remember, I may not be the tooth fairy, but I'm the next best thing.
Denture Smart Denture Service, 605 2nd Avenue South in Onalaska. Stop in today for a better smile or call for an appointment at 608-519-3946. This is River City Rough Riders Northern Elite Football on the Coulee Region Sports Network.
Rick and Scotty back with you here from Swanson Field, Logan High School, Crosse Wisconsin, as the Cowboys with the football, 2nd down and 4 yards to go as we are now starting the second quarter of play. And it will be a little trick play here as they get the ball out to the outside to Josh Watson, who's still on his feet, picks up a first down after a pickup of about 11, maybe 12. We'll see where they say he officially went down.
Yeah, great blocking by the wide receivers on the outside there for the Cowboys to set that up. And Watson showing off that second gear as he gets around the edge. Good speed. I tell you, if he would have broke one more tackle, it would have been maybe to the house that time.
Josh, a.k.a. Miguel, is another player from Chippewa Valley who's in the lineup, and that was his first big play of this contest. First down Cowboys inside Rough Riders territory at the 37-yard line, 36-yard line. So we're just underway in the second quarter. Motion from Devon Williams. Up the middle, Oberle. He gets gang tackled after a couple of yards.
Yeah, Tim Madison in there first, 38.
I saw Ross Robinson also in on the stop. So Coach Dave Brown making a lot of changes here. A lot of different personnel in and out here in this first game.
That could be conditioning. It could be, people getting tired, rotate them in and out, keep them fresh as much as they can. But that tells you the confidence
Keeps us fresh, too, trying to figure out who's out there.
but again, you want to keep these guys fresh and have that depth, and that's what he talked about. He feels this team is better.
2nd down and 8 here for the Cowboys. Low snap picked up here by Oberle. Tried to make something out of nothing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and then drilled. Once again, Ross Robinson involved on the stop. pick up an assist along with another
Ryan
tackle.
Hoskins in there again, too.
Hoskins, good.
He's having a great game here.
First half. So 3rd down and 10 after the stop there. But they're having some trouble in the exchange from center to quarterback.
Yeah, that's
We've
been
seen it a few times.
At least the second time here in this game that it could have been disastrous. That snap was really low, and if you get some penetration there, that could have been an easy turnover for the Rough Riders.
Did you hear our public address announcer Stan was doing like a beatbox chant over here?
I did.
That was pretty good stuff. And we got a whistle here. Delay game, it looks like. The lights are on here at Swanson Field, and we've still got some time till that's going to take much effect, as the sun's still sort of keeping it light out here.
Keeping it light, melting the snow piles.
Oh, yeah. You see there's still some pretty big ones out here.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely.
Still got a ways to go here. That's where it all got dumped.
I'm glad I'm on vacation so I don't have to see Mount St. Trash at my place of business melt and hear about getting it picked up.
That's right. You took a vacation day just
to
be here.
I did, actually.
I'm impressed with that.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you love more than football.
No, I love football. I really love football.
3rd down and 14 to go here. Samus with pressure. He'll get hit as he throws, completes the pass to Oberle, spins off a hit, and he'll try to drag tacklers forward. Good work by Oberle to try to make something of that, but he's going to be short.
Yeah, there's a flag on the play. I think it's going to be misconduct penalty on the Rough Riders here of some sort.
That might give the Cowboys the first down they need. Otherwise, it's going to be 4th down and 3.
How about the play by Samus, though, to stay in the pocket and take the hit on the backside by Jamar Boone on the corner blitz and be able to deliver that ball? That was impressive.
Probably his best play of the game so far,
absolutely.
I would say. Because he had pressure instantaneously and was able to get enough on the ball to get it up the right side. Good touch, but I think that's his game. I'm not sure if he has the accuracy for the deep game.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to have a strong enough arm.
A timeout here by the Rough Riders.
Looks like there still seems to be just a slight bit of debate as the Cowboys get back to their sideline.
There's still a flag over there on the sideline, so I don't know what the call's going to be.
Not sure if they've resolved that. Normally we would have Lisa Kay on the sideline, so we will for the rest of the home games, I do believe. But with it being Onalaska homecoming tonight,
that's right. Yeah.
As a employee of the high school, she's involved in all that picture-taking stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear it.
Penalties offset.
All right, so offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
4th down. Yeah, I was going to say it should be lost to down.
So it is 4th down now. So you agree with the officials on this then?
Yes,
right?
It should be lost to down because if you have penalties on both sides, then it should be lost to down. There was a play that took place. It was a dead ball foul. So yes, it should be lost to down.
So 4th and 3. And the Rough Riders defense has been up to the task here in the early goings. Got a bit of a wildcat going on here with Oberle in the quarterback position. And he'll do the nice play fake to get to the outside, pick up the first down to the 20 and inside, and eventually driven out of bounds at the 18-yard line. The big hit knocking him out of bounds was Tyler Bortle.
Yeah, the Rough Riders kind of shifted their defense over to that strong side with the 3 wides, wondering if maybe he was going to go that way, but he goes the opposite side. And a great run by Oberle that time to get a probably about a 12-yard gain there.
Josh Oberle has been impressive here for the Cowboys. Graduated in 2015. And 103 carries, 627 yards, and 5 touchdowns at Thorpe High School. And then he went to Itasca Community College and made 2016 All-Region.
Back out there again, too.
So Bob Brown making a change. Oh, what a hit. Jacked up.
And a penalty coming after the play.
Ujay was knocked into next week.
It was Tim Madison on the hit. Madison just said, "I'm the state capital boy." Ran right into him.
Oh, man. That's going to be a penalty, though.
Was that after the play? Because if they're calling that on the hit, that shouldn't have been on the hit.
And might have been
crown of the helmet.
Using the helmet. That's the only thing I can think of there. But boy, was that a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Get the smelling salts.
I think the mouth guard rolled farther than the rest of the team out there.
Man. So that comes down to the 10-yard line of the Rough Riders. Let's see if they can make a stand here inside the red zone. 10:35 and counting left here in the first half. Rough Riders up 14-0. And looks like Samus is back in with Overly behind him as the tail. Pitch, Oberle looking for a hole.
Good pursuit.
Gets to the outside and dragged down at the 9-yard line. It's just a pickup of one. Good work laterally there.
Another penalty.
But we're seeing the flags. Tackle was made by Vontre Phelps, I should say.
Yeah, Troy Young doing a good job from his defensive back spot to step up and force that play back inside. And that really helped the rest of the team that was pursuing to the ball make that play.
Phelps doing a bit of a stretch there after making that play. I don't know if he had a pole or something.
He's been kind of limping around this entire game from what I've seen, Rick. So I don't know if he's coming into this game with maybe a tweak of some sort.
Again, no heights or weights for any of the players on either roster, but he's on the small side, but very quick. And it looks like there's a little bit of feistiness going on along the sideline here as James Washington is not happy as he comes back to the sideline. First and goal, didn't like the penalty, and now Cowboys are knocking at the door. We got another flag. So welcome to semi-pro football,
hey,
Scotty.
Thank you.
So a timeout here as we've seen lots of laundry. We'll do the same here. This is semi-pro football on the Coulee Region Sports Network.
Football fans know some things just go together. Quarterbacks and receivers, face paint and super fans, game days and tailgates. State Farm agent Kurt Paff knows another winning combination, home and auto. Kurt and his team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which saves you time and money. So get your home and auto on the same team and score some savings. Call State Farm agent Kurt Paff at 783-1130 today.
This is River City Rough Riders Northern Elite Football on the Coulee Region Sports Network.
A little Queens of the Stone Age here on the Coulee Region Sports
Network.
Like that. As we want to settle things down here at Swanson Field, getting a little bit fired up, lots of flags, and Cowboys with the football here knocking at the door. First and goal. And look at a direct snap there to number 10, Troy Prill, who would love nothing more than to score a touchdown against his former team. Troy Prill from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yeah, good job again by Nate Nicholson there. He's played a pretty good game up front, 72 so far for the Rough Riders.
Very strong.
I don't think they even gained a yard on that play.
Nope, got him right back at the line of scrimmage. And Prill's a little bit of a load to tackle.
He is. Bigger body.
Runs kind of high, though, so you can kind of chop him down. Long snap count here for the Cowboys. Rough Riders showing blitz up the middle. Oberle dances right into the end zone, untouched. 4-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys get on the board.
Great block by Mike Good right on the right tackle spot right there to set that up. And Oberle could just walk right into the end zone on that one. Great seal. Just looking at the sideline for the Cowboys, Rick, I find it ironic that number 52 has long hair and wears number 52, if you kind of know what I'm referencing.
Oh, I know. I know what you're saying.
I was surprised that number 52.
That's a Clay reference, I'm assuming.
And the green and gold wasn't a casualty of the salary cap cut. I'm actually shocked he's still there.
Well, he's still one of the biggest names on the team.
Highest paid.
I'm a Bears fan, though.
Highest
so
paid and underperforming.
All right, Stan, we're going Bears. Bears.
Man, I've heard 3 of them now in the same booth. I don't know if I can handle it.
Miguel Watson. The snap was a little high. Nice set.
Wow, nice kick.
And that kick is a blast.
Wow, powerful.
Miguel Watson puts it between the uprights, 14-7. Rough Riders with a lead, 8:52 to play here in the first half.
Yeah, Stanley doing a good job that time of, not losing their composure, as the Rough Riders honestly did a great job containing their offense for a little bit there. But again, you go back and Oberle, he's the weapon here for the Cowboys. They got to stop him.
We had the conversation, in the past with the Rough Riders, and when they're playing their A game and they're avoiding getting penalties, they're one of the best teams in the league without any question. But penalties have always kind of been the albatross. It's what's kind of held them back a little bit. So they've, this is the first game. You're going to see those flags. You're going to see mistakes. It's how you react to them afterwards.
Absolutely, and we'll see how the offense comes back and answers here on the score for the Cowboys, and maybe get that 14-point lead back here. They have the firepower to do it. There's no question about that.
Yeah, that was a long sequence to the Cowboys with the football. It wasn't necessarily pretty, but eventually the guy who deserved it most got it into the end zone.
Yeah,
Josh
Oberle had just a great series of plays, and I tell you what, he's showing the quickness, the agility, and he's got good vision. We've seen that too, just be able to see going off the edges and maybe even cutting back inside when necessary. But that last run to the end zone, he saw that right away, and nothing you could do about that.
So Rough Riders with Tyrell Beasley back deep, and also back deep
Kendall Wade.
Is Kendall Wade, who was here before and a very good kick returner, trying to get to the outside. Face mask without question at the 33. And Kendall Wade did a nice job on the return and had his face grabbed, and it'll tack some more yardage onto it. Kendall Wade was a major special teams player for this team back a couple years ago.
You can see why right there. He's got good instincts, and he was trying to find an alley to turn it up and do something with it. And I tell you, if he didn't get the hand in the old mask, he probably would have made a very significant return here for the Rough Riders. Excuse me.
So they'll be sitting pretty here with good field position to start this drive with 8:43 left in the first half, up 14-7. All the way up to the 49-yard line. And no huddle, as Scotty said. And they're going full boat. Get ready for Karl Hoffman to show off the arm here. Here's the rush from the outside, thrown over the middle, completes the pass on target to Drew Johnson, the new Rough Rider tight end. Short pass, picked up about 4 or 5 on the play.
I like what Johnson did after the catch. He used 2 hands, cover that ball up, and then try to lean forward and gain an extra yard, as he knew he wasn't going to break that tackle.
Gets even one more than where it looked like he had the football to, so a good spot by the officials for the Rough Riders as he picks up 6. So it'll be second down, 4 yards to go here. Like what Hoffman did, that short pass in the middle.
As
there
a former slow Caucasian white receiver, I love that technique. Yeah. That was beautiful.
Here's Hoffman, a little bit of a low snap there.
Beautiful throw.
Thrown over the middle.
Oh, man.
Couldn't quite connect with Soley, who had the opening. And
yeah, Soley right there. If he just runs that route out, he had 6 points.
And Cortland Martin broke through, slipped, or he might have been able to get to Karl Hoffman on that last play.
Oh, man. We should wire this whole booth.
I know. Why don't we do that?
Yeah, we should.
You can give him the wireless mic.
Yeah,
These
there
guys
you go.
Can make comments
there you go.
It's 3rd down and 4 yards to go here for the Rough Riders. Let's see if they can pick this up with 7:55 to play in the first half. Protection breaks down, but to get off to Drew Johnson. Johnson will
First
get
down.
up to the 41-yard line.
That should be a first.
That's really close to picking up that first down.
Tight end screen. That was a great play call as the blitz was coming from that left-hand side, and great patience that time from Hoffman.
And as you heard Stan say, first down Rough Riders.
Yeah, that was great patience from Hoffman to let that play develop. Didn't panic. Waited for his outlet. Good play.
So a slow, methodical drive downfield,
Yes.
take all the time off the clock, that type of thing, you think? Or is this going to be, watch this, he's going to go all the way downfield here with another
It's possible.
drop amongst the arms. Last one was 40 yards that he did at the beginning of the game in that first series.
He's got a couple of tall wide receivers out there, too, right now.
Help hand off, Jerome People strips.
Nice
Almost
play.
had that pulled out of his hands, but he gets to the sideline to the 33-yard line. And a pickup of close to 8 yards. We'll see where they spot.
Yeah, Neil Hawks did that time with a pretty good block right there to set that up. Peoples went right off his backside, tuck, cut down to that right hash mark. Beautiful run.
Yeah, good spot again for Peoples and a nice run.
Channeling his inner Saquon Barkley, maybe, right?
Sure. He'll take that. That's a reference he'll take.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where he ends up.
13's in now.
Yes, he is. The nameless 13.
That's right.
But we like him just the same.
Raymond Carbajal also out there as a slot left.
He's got good hands. Look out for him.
It's not going anywhere,
Nope.
but we got a flag. 13 buried in the backfield.
Going to be a neutral zone infraction possibly.
I'll tell you,
Yep,
Cortland Martin
sure
was way in. It looked to
Yep.
be early.
Yeah, Jermaine Riley was in there as well. There was a couple guys a little early, I think.
So another first down for the River City Rough Riders. On the move with a 14-7 lead. So the NEFL preseason rankings came out. Let's talk about that here for a brief moment while the Cowboys talk things over with the timeout. You've got the Minneapolis Warriors, the defending champions, who are ranked #1 in the Northern Elite Football League. They play, obviously, in Minneapolis. Robinson Cooper High School is their home field. St. Paul Pioneers, who have been atop for many, many years, 7-time champs, are the second-ranked team. They were 9-4 last year, established in 2002. They play at Concordia University. #3 is the Sioux City Stampede, established in 2013. They were 10-0 last year. They play at Sioux City High School. Who do you think #4 is? You can see my list, though. So
I can see it, but the Fargo Invaders, which is a team that the Rough Riders will play this season here at Logan.
They will. Fargo Invaders. They were established in 2013. 6-4 was their record last year. We'll get to #5, 6, and 7 next time we have a brief pause. You can also just go to the website and see it for yourself if you prefer.
That's true. And you talked about Carbajal. He's got some really good hands watching him in warm-ups here.
13 with a draw, and not going to get a whole lot. Cowboys stacking it up. And the big body in the middle for the Cowboys, number 93, is Tyler Goyne, and he was the first one in on the stop from Ladysmith, Wisconsin. Rough Riders 2nd and 10 after no pickup on the last play. Hoffman to go to the air, pressure, throws from a step up in the pocket, and he hits him. Aaron Soley grabs it right over the defensive back, and oh, the frustration from the Stanley Cowboys secondary. What happened, says number 39,
That's Matt Sanders again, and that's the second time he's gotten beaten this game. And he actually, if he would have just maybe went with the throw instead of trying to step up and make a big play, he probably would have picked that ball off. But he stepped up, it went over his hand, and Soley was right there. And I don't know what Soley's got on his cleats. Are those cattails or something? What is that? It's like he killed a cheetah and he put it on his cleats.
You're going to have to ask on that one.
A fumble there, too. Yeah, it's going to be no good. A little miscue on the extra point attempt here for the Rough Riders, Rick. But again, how about that throw from Hoffman? Just being able to escape the sack and just step up and throw that football. And, the other thing, too, if you would have went to Carbajal was wide open down the slot. So he had options either way.
Sanders exploited. He was exploited.
Absolutely. And
again.
I think he's gonna throw his helmet again because he threw his helmet last time. I wouldn't be surprised.
I know Coach Paul's got to be watching that up above us here and saying,
I just want to know.
Exploited.
Yeah. I just want to know again, what is that on Soli's cleats?
Does anyone know?
Yeah, what is that?
Hey, why don't you can maybe ask about it when you go down to talk to Coach Dave Brown at halftime.
That's actually a really good thought, Rick.
I think
I'm glad that we've been doing this for so long
that we just
kind of know that's the way we should do it.
I'm sure the people watching are surprised that they hear that we've been doing it for that long. 20-7, the Rough Riders with a lead over the Stanley Cowboys. 5:40 left here in the first half as I get the rest of the personnel on the field. Coach he is a little heated out there. I think he's been trying to get the right people that he wants out, and not everybody's paying attention. He can only celebrate for so long.
Somebody should probably tell Aaron Soley that if he ever runs the 40-yard dash for like a tryout, that he probably shouldn't wear those cleats. That would just be my advice.
All right. Here comes Ballwig for the kick. 5:40 remains as the Cowboys find themselves down by 13.
Oh, look at that, a squib kick.
It is picked up here by the Cowboys at the 28-yard line.
Nice
Moving
run.
to the outside is Jason Arneson, and Arneson gets into Rough Rider territory and out of bounds. Well, maybe you better put him in a deep kick returning situation. The kid from Eau Claire just came up with a nice return.
Yeah, Arneson just kind of went with the play that time, and I thought he was going to get smoked because the Rough Riders were closing in pretty fast, but he made a nice move to kind of take that inside and back out. Good return.
I have to go to the second page for Arneson.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I did too.
I wish we could just get rosters that actually are all on one page.
Hey, so far I have to say Stanley's rosters are on point. I haven't had anything that's been a mistake yet.
Well,
are
you trying to put past blame on somebody here?
I'm not. I'm just saying it's the first game of the year.
I know it is.
Yeah, we keep bringing it up.
All right. It's not the last time. 5:29 left here. And the Cowboys have the football in good field position after Arneson's nice return on a semi-squib by Ballwig.
Look at, they got a big jug of pickle juice down there they're drinking.
That helps you hydrate.
Yeah.
Samus, the left-handed thrower over the middle. He completes the pass. First down, Cowboys up to the Rough Rider 37-yard line.
That was a nice little fade that time that they ran to Holloway. A little drag route, fade right to the middle of the field, and right in between the linebackers in that zone. That was a good play call.
Yeah, expected to see Holloway get the ball maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, he's shown some skill.
This time it looks like Miguel Watson will be the slot left, and one receiver split rights. Play fake to Oberle, and he's got a first down for the Cowboys.
Wow.
Still on his feet eventually. He's tripped up. Tackle made by Kendall Wade, and we get an injured Cowboy down on the field.
It's Holloway. He's getting up, though, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. Let's hope that's the case. Oberle's been the strongest member of the Cowboys offensively.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's had situations where he looks dead to right and still makes something out of the play.
Absolutely.
So that's a weapon to have where Coach
we
Bob
talked
Brown,
about it. We don't know the weight of Stoney West, but when you're running behind him, that kind of helps you a little bit.
Or because you can't see the running back.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, Stoney West is able to get to that second level as an offensive lineman at that height and weight, which is pretty good. Tyler, Texas, another Tyler, Texas alum, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry.
All right.
And the world's strongest man.
Yes, I can say that in stereo. 25-yard line now. First down, Oberle dancing to the outside. He's still on his feet again. Another first down for the Cowboys. And again, it's
impressive.
Almost like deja vu. Tackle on a trip up by Kendall Wade.
Stoney West is blowing the train horn going down the field, and he's right. I mean, Oberle's been a train for these guys. Nobody can seem to slow down his momentum right now.
Gets it to the 14-yard line. Back in the red zone come the Cowboys. This is a game we expected. It was a high-scoring game last season up in Stanley.
Yeah, so far the miscues on the 2 turnovers have stopped Stanley so far. That's really the only negative that they've had offensively.
Let's see.
Watch for Houston here.
O.J. Wilkerson in the backfield.
Yep. Like
Here's
I
the
said.
throw by Samus. The left-hander goes to the corner of the end zone. Tipped. Good coverage by the Rough Riders and Javon Staley, otherwise known as J-Rock.
Yeah, Houston was one-on-one that time with J-Rock, and when you keep kind of teasing that a little bit, where you're going to say, hey, we're going to go one-on-one with you. Let's see if you can beat me. Eventually, you're going to get a pass that way from Samus.
So that plays well to the left-handed arm, but the coverage well done by J-Rock. 2nd and 10 from the 14. It might look his way again.
Yes.
DeAndre Houston, a likely target that side of the field. I don't think they want Samus throwing to his right side, especially with the pressure that's been applied. O.J. Wilkerson, he has his legs taken out. Nice
Great
stick
play
by Jerome Peoples.
It came right up and went for the legs, and great tackle that time. As Oberle's kind of maybe getting a rest here, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back in right away. There he is.
Yeah, O.J. Wilkerson has not been able to find much running room against the Rough Riders defense.
No, and some of that is, I think, it's just the quickness aspect. His Oberle definitely showing a lot more explosion when he gets the ball and better vision, I would say.
Yeah, I was going to second that because I think O.J.'s more of a straight up and down runner where you got Oberle shifty moves.
Timeout, Stanley.
So they'll take a break with 2:40 left here in the first half. And thanks to the Dive Bar, who's another Rough Riders sponsor. Thanks to them for partaking this year, as well as Dairy Queen of La Crosse, DQ. You can go get yourself maybe a burger, a bacon burger, and some fries, and then
there you go.
Maybe they get a blizzard after that.
Yeah. Yeah, $5 lunch. Is that what they got, that $5 lunch thing?
Good deals.
Yeah,
I know
it is.
I know that for certain. So our thanks to them as well.
So all you Bears fans in this booth, what are you guys going to do at number 8, Rick? What do you think?
Well, if Quentin Nelson, the lineman from Notre Dame, is not available, we trade down. That's what I do. That's what I do. I go for that offensive lineman.
Denzel Ward?
Yes, you got to protect. Stan's putting his gloves on. He's ready to go.
Yeah, you got to protect the franchise, and Trubisky definitely is the franchise.
I think the other moves in the offseason in free agency, I thought they were pretty good moves. We'll just see how it all pans out.
We had a story up a couple weeks ago about Allen Robinson. He was down to Green Bay and Chicago. Those were his final 2 choices, and picked Chicago because Matt Nagy's offense. And Matt Nagy is a great offensive mind. I think that's really going to help Chicago this season. Don't be surprised if they're 9-7 this year.
Well, we'll see. We can talk more about that. Now let's focus on this game. 2:40 left, and the Cowboys with a third down from
15
from the 10-yard line. That sounded very Packer-like.
Yeah,
over there.
it did, actually.
Here's Samus over the middle.
Intercepted
in the end zone. And once again, the Rough Riders come up with a big play. Kendall, big play Wade with the interception.
So this is what happens when a pick play doesn't work. Okay, because right there they tried to run a double slant on both sides. The wide receivers run into each other, and Wade makes the play. So that's what happens when you don't run an effective route.
You get a lot of different bodies out there on defense and a lot of different names coming up large for the Rough Riders.
Samus had one read that time, and it was that slant coming off of that backside with both those guys crossing, and they ran into each other, and that's what made that interception happen.
So a turnover by the Cowboys in the red zone, and now it's Rough Rider football with 2:35 left here in the first half. And that makes that conversation with Coach Brown at half a lot better, I think.
It does.
You give up those late points in the half.
It does. I should probably make my way down there here pretty soon, don't you think, Rick?
In fact, you can go ahead and do that right now.
I think people would probably appreciate that, so I'm going to go.
Okay, all right. He's going to go do that. He's going to head down, and we'll get you the action, and then we'll get to Scotty at halftime. There's a nice spin by 13, and he gets stripped of the football, and they turn it right back over. Cowboys with the football at the 15-yard line. I've seen a couple of times they blew the whistles, and, of course, there's a bit of frustration for Cortland Martin, who picked up the football after the fumble and ran it to the end zone. But I think he's going to fall on deaf ears here with his claim that it was a TD. And I think the fans for the Cowboys would like to have the points as well, but right now it's looking like a turnover in the Cowboys football at the 16-yard line. So one turnover to another. This time 13 coughs it up. And again, we weren't given his name on our roster today, so our apologies to 13's family who may be watching, or friends. You might know by looking, but I don't know his name. It's not on the roster. So now the defense for the Rough Riders comes back out, and another red zone opportunity for the Stanley Cowboys. And now maybe that conversation with the coach won't be quite as happy. Scotty making his way on down there. We'll have that interview at the end of our first half. So Samus with two runners in the backfield. Prill and O.J. Wilkerson. Wilkerson drops back as the tailback. Samus looks to his right, pump fakes a couple times, and now he'll use his feet. He has one man, two men to beat. Nice wrap-up tackle there, getting around the feet. It was J-Rock with the stop as Samus with the keeper, and he gets down to the 7-yard line. So, Scotty, you're in position down there. You can use the wireless mic to chat with us. You can see what you see. Nope, you're breaking. I don't know if you have it on all the way there because right now I'm just getting static.
Can you hear me now?
I can, but it's kind of staticky. I'm not sure why we can't have you turned on if it's going to be like that. I'm not sure what the issue is. It seemed to work earlier when we were testing things out, but yeah, that's not going to cut it. Now the 2-minute warning, like we haven't had enough stoppages here with 2 minutes left. Well, you know, it is what it is. Let's see if we can get Scotty back here with his microphone. Hey, I think you're doing better there now. Nope. That's because now I don't hear anything. Let's see. Let's see if we can get you. Nope, you got a lot of static.
Wow.
So I don't know where the interference is coming from. Try it again.
Are you there, buddy?
I do. Now I can hear you. Let's see if that's a little bit better. There we go. We got it worked out. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're down here.
All right, good.
That was a great tackle that time. Samus tried to kind of go around the edge, and nice little ankle grabber.
So another stoppage here as we hit the 2-minute warning. 20-7, the Rough Riders with the lead. Coming up at our halftime, we will get with Coach Dave Brown. And maybe Dan Bridges will visit as well. Get their take on the game. You can get your question answered about Aaron Soli's socks. I think there's something that you're fascinated about there. You've mentioned it a couple of times. Or maybe not. Looks like you're trying to say something, but nothing's happening.
No, I'm just trying. I can't hear you. I'm breaking up down here pretty good, so I'm trying to get into a position.
Interesting. That never seems to be an issue, but it could be because of the headsets from the coaches maybe are interfering with it. Maybe we have to change channels. We can maybe do that. Why don't you know how to open up that thing and change it to channel 2? Let's try that. Oh, it's live broadcasting. You know, sometimes these equipment things happen, and so we're going to try to find a solution.
There we go.
How about that? Now you're on channel 2. That's it. We were on the same channel.
That's much better.
That's wireless stuff. And I can hear you. You sound, well, as bad as you did before, but I can hear you good.
I don't know if you mean normally or just now.
You're fine. You're fine.
All right.
We're just killing time here. The longest stoppage ever. We got, does anyone know halftime's coming up? We don't need to take this long a break. My goodness. All right. I'm on the edge of my seat. All right, finally back to action here. Stanley trying to make something happen once again. It's going to be Oberle. in the quarterback position, gets the snap, takes it left, and nice blocking in front. He's into the end zone. That's a 6-yard touchdown run, second of the game for Josh Oberle, and boy, he gets the outside. He can make things happen. (20-13) with 1:53 left. Now we'll wait for the extra point. So Oberle with 2 rushing touchdowns. And another late substitution here for Coach Bob Brown, as Devon Williams comes out as an extra player in the middle. Walking things off is Miguel Watson, set for the extra point. Nice set again. There's another snap that was a little bit low this time. It's right between the uprights and good. So the Cowboys have drawn closer, and we now have a 20-14 football game, just a 6-point lead for the River City Rough Riders as we head closer to the end of the first half. So if you're Coach Dave Brown, you're not happy about the way that just transpired. Light starting to take effect here at Swanson Field. Temperature dropping just a little bit, just to give you a bit of an idea of what the scene is here. It was a gorgeous start to the game. Temperature around 58 degrees. Sun was shining and a little bit of a breeze here, but a nice Wisconsin night in April, and certainly better than anything we've had prior to that. Felt like Dan Breeden there for a brief moment. Giving a little bit of a forecast for you. I didn't actually tell you what's coming up. I just told you what it was. That's the easy part. You can explain what's happening. It's forecasting that they seem to have the problem
It's
with.
job security is what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because you can have it wrong and still be employed.
I gotcha. All right, Rough Riders see that one come to the 25-yard line, and they're going to get across the 35 to 38, and then a flag is
More
thrown
laundry.
in as Kendall Wade on the return. And another penalty. Want to take a guess on that one?
Personal foul?
Yeah, I would guess.
Yep.
And it's on the Cowboys, so that'll move the football further on up here. The Rough Riders with 146 with the arm of Karl Hoffman have a opportunity to put more points on the board. It's certainly something he's capable of doing. Again, our thanks to our cameraman, Jeff Ross. He's upstairs from us here at the Swanson Field media box. And the ball now inside the Northern Light territory. From the 47, Hoffman to throw. Good protection. Soft toss off to Peoples. He dances around one, spins on another, but he'll end up losing a yard, maybe two, as he's finally taken down by a very busy Cortland Martin. He's been involved in a lot defensively from Monticello, Minnesota. So loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Clock continues to roll. I would be shocked if they don't try one downfield here before the end of this half. Here's Karl in the pocket. Great protection, but they were back in a prevent defense. A first down here as a completion to Philip Ditto brings it further downfield, and they'll set it at the 36-yard line. Hoffman to Ditto. Caught a 40-yard touchdown pass earlier. Low snap there. Hoffman throws right, completes the pass, and C.J. Woods gets out of bounds with it to stop the clock at the 25. Or just inside the 25-yard line. 39 seconds remain here in the first half. I think it's dropped about 5, maybe 10 degrees here in the last few minutes. Are you feeling that down there, Scotty?
Yeah, it's definitely dropping down here. That was a great rollout pass by Hoffman right there.
Oh, yeah, he's got good vision downfield, too. He knows where his guys are. He's been thrown to these guys for a while. Here's Hoffman downfield. He goes to the end zone. Oh, just in and out of the hands of Aaron Soley, and he pounds the turf in the end zone, knowing he could have had that one.
Yeah, that was a great throw. Good setup on that play that time. I'd take him one-on-one against a lot of people.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy who can get downfield. Had that big touchdown catch earlier.
Yeah, timeout by Stanley here.
Got another timeout, which is an injury to one of the Stanley players here. And trying to get you a number here. Jeff was zooming in there for a brief moment, but he's on his back, so they will attend to him as he's getting a little teammate help there. We'll take a quick break, be back with the final 34 seconds here. Rough Riders 20 and the Stanley Cowboys 14 here from Swanson Field in La Crosse.
Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
We are having such a good hair day. Selfie time!
Oh, that reminds me.
That's not a selfie.
I'm taking a picture of this check I just got. With my institution's mobile deposit app, the money goes straight into my free Casasa checking account.
So, a check selfie? A shelfie?
Oh, no, not a thing.
With state-of-the-art Casasa checking, you get cash rewards and nationwide ATM withdrawal fee refunds every month you qualify.
Ask for Casasa by name at Cooley Bank or visit cooleybank.net. Member FDIC.
This is River City Rough Riders Northern Elite Football on the Cooley Region Sports Network.
So after attending to the injured player, we're back and ready for some more football. Karl Hoffman with a 2nd and 10 for the Rough Riders as he slings it out left, completes the pass, and the catch was made by Raymond Carbajal, and he goes out of bounds at about the 22, maybe 21. Looks like that's where they'll mark the football. 3rd down here for the Rough Riders, and they'll hurry things up as they get back to the line of scrimmage quickly. Soley and C.J. Woods to the right, Ditto to the left, along with Carbajal. He's the slot left. 4 wide receivers and Jerome Peoples in the backfield. And Hoffman with good protection again. Completes the pass to C.J. Woods. Scampers out of bounds at the 3. Clock stops, 22 seconds left first half. Rough Riders knocking at the door. Great pass downfield there by Karl Hoffman. And we don't have statistics for you, but it's been a strong first half for Karl. Again, coming up momentarily, Scotty Grand down in the field with head coach Dave Brown. Get his take on the first half, talk a little bit about this year's team. That's in store at the half. From the 3-yard line. Look for Philip Ditto in this situation. Carbajal in motion to the near side, and they're going to end up getting a penalty here. False start, going to back them up 5. That'll push them back just a little bit. Oh, it just gives you a little more room to get a nice clean pass in the end zone. You don't want to be too close.
Still first down for the Rough Riders on the 9. Cowboys.
And we'll be back at it again next weekend right here. 6 o'clock kickoff. I believe it's the Minnesota Vipers that are in town. Hoffman throws left up and a battle for the ball. There was a bit of contact there. Pass intended for Philip Ditto, broken up. And I think the hands of Connor Husby was at 9 or 3. I can't quite pick up that number on the jersey. That's 9. So the coverage was Seth Howard, linebacker from Colby. So just 16 ticks left. Ball at the 9-yard line. Yep, I've been watching the clock too, gentlemen. Hour and 39 minutes. A lot of stoppages. Let's see if we can hit pay dirt here with 16 seconds left. Hoffman pressured to throw, and the pass was tipped and intercepted. And the name I mentioned just moments ago, Seth Howard, able to get the deflection and intercept the pass. And the Rough Riders denied points here late in the first half with 7.9 seconds left. It's Cowboys football, so a big defensive stand for the Stanley Cowboys. So if you're Coach Bob Brown with 7 seconds left, I think it's a kneel down here. And that's what you want to do and talk about things heading into the second half. So we'll keep it right here, and we'll see if Coach Dave will be ready to go right away as Scotty is in position. And the kneel down in the end of our first half of play. River City Rough Riders with a 6-point lead. They lead the Stanley Cowboys 20-14. And in just moments, we'll get the coach with Scotty Grant.
See if I can snag him here, Rick.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, Coach Brown. Coach Brown, got a moment? How you doing? Can you hear me, Rick?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Scotty Grant from Coulee Region Sports Network. Pretty decent first half overall for your team. I know you're probably not happy with the interception here in the red zone to get some points at the end, but talk about it a little bit. Your offenses look pretty good. I mean, how you got to stop that running back on the other side, though?
Well, what we got to do is we got to stay contained. We have to stay outside. Our guys are getting sucked in a little too much. They're getting too anxious. So they just got to believe in the defense is called, and they got to stick with it to know that they will have help on the outside. But if he keeps moving, safety's going to keep moving. So he needs to stay outside.
Yeah, fundamentals, like you said, and then, you know, you kind of touched on it. We kind of went through a lot of things before this game, Rick and I. You have a lot of new guys in this roster this year, but according to your scouting prowess, you like what you got.
Oh, we love what we got. You know, sometimes you guys stay, sometimes guys leave, and when they leave, you try to replace them with even better players. And I think we did a great job of scouting guys and getting them in here, and they've worked out well, and I think we'll keep them for a long time.
What do you look at second half here to really kind of expand on this lead you got going into halftime?
Well, as far as defense, like I said, we just have to get guys to stick with the defense that's called and know the packages that we're sending in and where they belong. On offense, I just think we need to stay steady. I think we need to read what's in front of them a little bit better and block for the runs, because we had a couple of instances where our running back got stopped about 8 yards in the backfield. That should never happen.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. Scotty Grant, nicely done with Dave Brown, head coach of the River City Rough Riders, who have a 20-14 lead after the first half of play here from Swanson Field. Logan High School, La Crosse, Wisconsin. We will have a little bit more of your halftime. Then we will have second half action as we take a bit of a break here from Logan High School on the Coulee Region Sports Network.
Don't miss another sports event, dance recital, or teacher conference. Join the 17th fastest growing private media company in the country. N2 Publishing is America's #1 producer of private neighborhood publications, with over 900 publications in 48 states and adding more. Work with N2 Publishing to make a difference in your community. Enjoy flexible hours. Set your own schedule in a recession-proof, high-growth industry with a company culture that is dynamic, upbeat, and positive. Professional training and ongoing support is provided by an established company with a track record of success. For more information, email wendy.frankie@n2pub.com. Scott Cordopassi of Denture Smart Denture Service.
Denture Smart is not a dental office, it's a denture office. In fact, it's the smart way to get your new dentures. Call Bobby at 519-3946. Dr. Johnson is waiting to see you, and there's never a charge for your consultation appointment. With the laboratory on the premise, we save you time and money. There's no lab bill. Every denture is custom crafted to fit you. Whether it's your first set of dentures or you're not happy with your current set of dentures, Denture Smart is the smart way to your new smile. Hey, I may not be the tooth fairy, but I'm the next best thing.
Denture Smart Denture Service, 605 2nd Avenue South in Onalaska. Stop in today for a better smile or call for an appointment at 608-519-3946. Ever dreamed about doing what these guys are doing right now on CRSN? Ever think about having a career in sports broadcasting? There are great jobs right now for play-by-play announcers, sportscasters, and sports directors at great radio stations all over the U.S. and other jobs like air personalities, producers, voiceover people, and more. At Radio 1 Broadcast School, you get trained and ready for your new radio job. Hit up our website, radio1school.com. That's radio1school.com.
Taste the sensations of true Italian food. Smell the sweet smell of Italian stuffed pizza, Italian spaghetti sauce like Mom used to make, and the sweet smell of fresh garlic bread filling the air at Angelini's. Enjoy private dining and a full bar with lounge. Angelini's Pizzeria and Ristorante right across the street from the Omni Center. Angelini's is serving up traditional as well as authentic Angelini's Italian specialties. To make reservations, call 608-783-5566 or come on over after the game, but just don't put your own tables together. Angelini's Pizzeria and Ristorante in Onalaska. You're invited to taste the difference.
Isn't life crazy? One day your fender gets dented by a runaway shopping cart. The next day, your kid's college entrance exam is a runaway success.
Yes, I got accepted.
But that's life. Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. No worries, your State Farm agent is here in all of life's moments, the good and the not so good, to help life go right. So good day, bad day, any day, let's talk.
Call State Farm agent Kurt Path in Onalaska at 608-783-1130.
This is River City Rough Riders Northern Elite Football on the Cooley Region Sports Network.
Rick and Scotty back from Swanson Field, Logan High School in La Crosse. Rough Riders up 20-14. Boy, that was a long half. There was a lot of flags, a lot of stoppages, but this is the first game of the season, and I'm sure that a lot of that stuff's going to be worked out here. Obviously, you talked with Coach Brown. He wasn't overly thrilled with how things ended up at the end of the first half after knocking at the door and having a turnover, but those things are going to happen. That pass was batted, little ping pong, ball ends up in the hands of a bad guy who gets the interception.
The one thing on that play, though, I know he was looking for that corner of the end zone, but Carbajal was wide open right down the seam. I saw it just kind of in my vantage point down here from the sideline, and maybe it's, don't take anything away from Hoffman because he had a great first half. I mean, if you probably look at his stats, I'd say probably over 200 yards passing would be my guess just in that first half alone. But that right there, I know he's going to those guys he's most comfortable with, and I get that. But in that situation, when you got a wide open receiver going down the seam, that's your A route. That's what you got to hit because nothing's going to stop that.
All right, I got to talk for just a brief moment about Karl Hoffman. I mean, what about that 40-yard bomb he threw right into the hands of Philip Ditto? Ditto didn't have to do anything but just put his arms out and it dropped right in.
Ditto and a dime, and that was what that was. And the most beautiful thing about that pass, Rick, and it was double coverage, and he still got it in there, and it was over the defenders. So when you throw a ball like that and you're able to connect with a guy you trust in Philip Ditto, that chemistry goes a long way. And I mean, he's going to go for that most often than not because Ditto more often than not is going to make him very happy that he threw that pass.
Now, I know you were down on the sidelines and you had a brief conversation with Coach Brown. Was there anybody down there that shared the name of number 13 with us?
No, and I probably should have asked him.
There are other guys in pursuit of the name of number 13.
In the moment, I was just thinking I better get Coach before he runs off, so it didn't even cross my mind to ask for number 13. So maybe somebody out there can get that to us.
That was a wise choice. If you know the name of number 13 and you're watching right now, you can either tweet to me at CR Sports Network, or you can also email me at CooleyRegionSports@gmail.com. Only nice things, please. No hate mail. I think they might be able to put bad messages on our YouTube. I'm not sure if they are or not.
They can. They can.
They can probably do
that.
They
can comment. That's okay.
Biased guys rooting for the Rough Riders. You suck.
Well,
that might be it. That might be some of it.
I don't know. I think we've sung Josh Oberle's praises quite a bit in the first half, and he's been obviously the most productive player for the Cowboys and their most impactful player. But you got to give credit where credit's due, too. I think Stanley's offensive line has done a good job up front, especially in that second quarter. They really start to maintain their dominance in that second level, which was giving Oberle a lot of options to run the football. So credit where credit's due. Stanley's doing a good job on the ground.
Got about 4 minutes or so till we Kickoff, second half action. Obviously, you are watching and you see the score is 20-14. Rough Riders. Philip Ditto with that big touchdown catch. Aaron Soley also with a touchdown catch. And
still don't know what's on his cleats. I should have asked Coach Brown about that.
Yeah, you didn't get to that. And describe what it is, because I couldn't really see it.
It looks like a bigger's version of a rabbit's foot that's like connected to the back of his cleats. So, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I'll find out on the post-game interview. If I can get Mr. Soley, I can ask him what that is.
I think we're going to get information on
number 13.
On number 13, because we've got number 2 as being Jerome Peoples. But if that's not the case, then I don't know how that could possibly be, because he's been in there in the backfield too. So
yep, Peoples is 13.
So he's 13.
Jeffrey Peoples is 13.
Well, no, it's Jerome Peoples.
Jerome?
Really, yeah.
Okay.
But so who's number 2? All right, so the new question is, who's number 2?
Oh, my goodness. It's the first
we know who
game
number
of
1
the year.
is. Troy Young is number 1, and my roster says Jerome Peoples number 2. So, again, all the details, those are just things that I care about. Let's thank some of the Rough Riders sponsors for this 2018 season. Thanks to Pepsi of La Crosse. Also, thanks to the Ye Old Style Inn, as well as Bacalar's. Yes, Bacalar's, also one of the great sponsors of the River City Rough Riders. Also a reminder that NFL Play 60 is involved, and the Rough Riders involved in that as well. I believe we had a coin toss from one of the members of the NFL Play 60 before the game, so that was exciting. And Subway of La Crosse, also a proud sponsor. Let's see here. It looks like it's Jay Greenhill is number 2, says somebody on Twitter.
Jay Greenhill. All right, perfect.
I wonder if we can get a confirmation. Write that down, Scotty, so we don't forget who that is. Jay Greenhill, according to someone on Twitter. We'll go with it until we get another answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to say, the Old Style Inn, I don't know if you've ever been there for breakfast, Rick, but pretty good. Pretty phenomenal.
I've heard great things about it.
Yes.
I've had beverages. I've never had food, but I've heard a lot of good things about that. All right, so Jay Greenhill, according to a tweet, is number 2. And speaking of number 2, second half action is just about set to begin. We'll have it for you here on the Coulee Region Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Football fans know some things just go together. Quarterbacks and receivers, face paint and super fans, game days and tailgates. State Farm agent Kurt Paff knows another winning combination: home and auto. Kurt and his team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which saves you time and money. So get your home and auto on the same team and score some savings. Call State Farm agent Kurt Paff at 783-1130 today.
This is River City Rough Riders Northern Elite Football on the Coulee Region Sports Network.
Some people say, I'm not going to bother with that Twitter. Why would I do that? But then others say, boy, it's a great source of information.
It is. Twitter, you can find just about anything you want to know.
So I'm going to go out and say thanks to Chase D, who let us know that number 2. But again, it's not a confirmation for sure, but was told that he was from the Fargo Invaders and came over to the River City Rough Riders. So that could happen. But Jace D, thank you for at least sort of helping us out here.
It's awesome.
We've got people in search of the name down below.
That means people are watching, too, which makes it even better.
Isn't it good? A confirmation there is somebody watching.
Yes.
That's good to know.
That is good.
It's like that. All right, we're very close to second half kickoff here. Rick Frankie, Scotty Grand with you here from Swanson Field. And we were mentioning some of those great sponsors. But I was talking earlier when we had one of our many timeouts during the first half where all the preseason rankings were. And we got to, I believe, Fargo Invaders, who was number 4. Mm-hmm. And then we got to number 5, who is the Northland Bulls, who eliminated the Rough Riders from the playoffs last year. They were established in 2011. 9-5 last year. They play out of the UW River Falls.
Oh, okay.
Now, the Rough Riders are placed 6 in the preseason rankings, established in 2011. The Med City Freeze are the 7th-ranked team. They play out of Mayo High School.
That Rochester, then?
They're 2015. Yep, you betcha.
Yep.
8-2 record last year. Fox Valley Force come in at number 8. They play out of Appleton North High School. 2006 is when they entered the league. Number 9, Granite City Renegades, who came in 2010, 4-7 last year. Looks like they play at Clemens Stadium, St. John's. And then number 10, the Hudson Thunderhawks in the league in 2009. 1-9 last year, tough year. Newton Field in Hudson is their home territory. And then finally at 11, Minnesota Vipers, who are in here next Saturday. We'll have all the action for you. They came in first year in the league. They play out of Cottage Grove in the cities. So there you go.
Yeah, if you look
little
at that.
Location, a little ranking, a little last season records. We just tried to throw it all in there for you.
Well, that's what you got, kind of like what Dave Brown and the coaching staff have structured for the Rough Riders for their schedule. They play a lot of these ranked teams throughout the season. I believe 4 of them will be here at Logan. So that'll really get them battle tested if they really want to prove themselves, like they say, for that playoff venture. Then that's the way to do it. You test yourself with quality opponents, and I believe that's the schedule that's been structured.
And there's the schedule right there. You got Minnesota coming in on the 28th.
Yep, there's the Med City Freeze.
And then back here for a home game against Med City on May 12th, June 9th, Granite City, June 16th, Fargo, June 23rd,
oh, they're
Minnesota
all ranked
Storm,
pretty much.
And July 21st, the Fox Valley Force. So there you go. That's kind of what's coming
up.
Yeah,
the only unranked opponent on that schedule is the Minnesota Storm. Everybody else is in this top 11 ranking.
Well, the Storm will be coming.
Yes, it will.
But is it just a drizzle?
Hopefully it's not the perfect storm, because then that would be bad.
Okay, we're done with weather puns. We're ready for second half action.
That's a pretty good Mark Wahlberg movie. That's one of the few that Mark Wahlberg dies.
Perfect Storm?
Yeah. He usually survives. Not that one. Doesn't survive the perfect storm.
I just saw him in All the Money in the World, and that was
How was that?
One. That's that Getty story.
Yes,
yes. It was good. And now
really?
there's a series on FX that's kind of redoing the whole story.
That's cool.
Which is pretty good as well, that I started recording and watching.
I actually started watching Ballers on HBO this week. I've never watched it.
We watched the first couple seasons.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
really good so far. I enjoy it.
It's good time. Plus, my wife is fascinated by The Rock, and so that's I just let that out there. All right, bouncing ball at the 30. Rough Riders going to pick it up, and it's in the hands of Jamar Boone. Boone doesn't have much room to go. He gets knocked out the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 is where the Rough Riders start out here second half.
So now if you're Karl Hoffman getting your offense back out here on the field, you forget about the end of the first half, and you just get out there, get your game going, get a flow going, get these guys back confident like they were in that first quarter, which they were super explosive. Cowboys kind of took that second quarter a little bit, so now you got to kind of separate here if you can in the third.
So let's see what package here Dan Bridges and the offense go with. Now we got confirmation that Jerome Peoples is wearing 13 now.
Yep.
Not number 2, which
but
is on the roster.
But we don't know who number 2 is.
But we think it might
be
Jay Greenhill.
Yes.
But it'll be Peoples in the backfield, and he gets the carry, plunges ahead for a pickup of 3. First in on the stop for Stanley, Willie McCaleb, former Rough Rider.
Yeah, I kind of think, too, Rough Riders' offensive line got a little fatigued in that second half, and didn't see that explosion and that first-level dominance that they had in the first quarter.
I think fatigue based on the fact this is the first game back.
You're going to have
with all those stoppages, you'd have a little bit of time to rest.
You're going to have it, absolutely. True. That's a good point as well. I mean, there was a lot of laundry.
Make one every now and then. Second down and a long 7 here for the Rough Riders. Peoples, nice scoot this time to the left. Strips another tackle. Peoples still on his feet. Hold that football, and he gets in to Cowboy territory, knocked down at the 45-yard line. Best run of the day for Peoples.
Yeah, and a great block by Drew Johnson, too, at that second level to give him a couple extra yards. And Peoples that time showing what he can do in the open field with that football. And I like how he took and switched his arms to that left sideline as he was on that side of the field.
Again, our thanks to Jace D with that tweet. He is the play-by-play guy for the Fargo Invaders, by the way.
Awesome.
And, every broadcaster loves to hear their name mentioned, so I had to do that. All right, nice pickup there by Peoples down to the 46-yard line and into Cowboy territory.
Is that why we hear about Adam Schefter so much? He just likes his name mentioned.
Now a nice run to the outside. I'll answer your run with another one. As Jay Greenhill, maybe, with a nice scoot further into Cowboys territory. So this is the way you want to come out and establish the running game. That's going to set up the pass for Karl Hoffman anytime he wants to.
Anything, and the one thing that you can say is these wide receivers can block for the Rough Riders, as Zach Kleinfeld that time with a great block on the edge to spring that for Greenhill.
And you mentioned him. He's back out split right along with Aaron Soley. He's been a target in the end zone a couple times today. Caught one of them, had one come in and out of the hands.
A lot of height on this right side of the field, Rick. And here comes a blitz, too.
It's going to be a pass this time. Quick step,
nice
drop,
throw
left, and complete. Touchdown, Rough Riders. Right in the hands of Raymond Carbajal.
And there's
a flag, though, thrown at the 17, it looks like. So let's see if this is coming back.
That was a beautiful throw.
Oh.
Ooh. That's a big mistake right there.
That's not what you want to have happen here. Rough Riders have a touchdown taken away. Legal man downfield, and that backs them up.
Yeah, and Hoffman that time with a great throw. Read that blitz perfectly. Delivered a strike to Carbajal, who I kind of alluded to the pregame, has very good hands. They wouldn't have been surprised if he was out one-on-one as a receiver.
Now, there's not many games going on in semi-pro football today, so it looks like maybe some of the other teams checking in to see what these teams have to offer this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hello to you if you're from an opposing team watching today.
Nice.
And it's going to get inside the 25 to the 24. Not a lot of room for Jay Greenhill.
It looked like there for a second that Greenhill had an alley. Maybe that cutback slowed him down if he would have stayed the course.
So Greenhill comes off. And he'll make a couple of changes here. Ball sitting just inside the 25-yard line. 11:47 and counting here, third quarter. Rough Riders up 20-14. And Carbajal split wide left this time.
Two safety package here for the Cowboys. I haven't seen that yet in this game from them.
Oh, snap. Hoffman. Oh, the bum rush is on, and Hoffman uses his legs to get it downfield and completes the pass.
That's complete.
As he went. Man, that's Aaron Soley, and if he gets that ball inbounds, that's a heck of a catch. They're saying, yes, he did grab it. Aaron Soley took a hit right as the ball came to him, and he's able to hang on.
Yeah, he got possession of that right in the old breadbasket, and I think he got, I don't know if it's a 2-foot rule in this, but I know he got 1 foot down for sure. He drove that left foot before he went out of bounds. And maybe, I don't know if that counts in this league. It's hard for me to know, but that was a great play either way.
It sure is, down to the 6-yard line. And here's what's really amazing is how Karl Hoffman used his feet to get to the sideline, and while kind of running to the sideline, able to strike right down and complete the pass to Aaron Soley. So good play, both guys there. And now, knocking to the door for more points. Here's Jerome Peoples trying to get to the outside. Good movement by that Cowboy D to get to the outside. Making the play was Willie McCaleb. And he shakes his head no. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that time they tried to run a sweep, and the pulling guard that time, I believe it was Jordan Benkin, just couldn't set the edge that time. Just couldn't get around that corner fast enough.
So second and goal here as more personnel changes. Going to go with Jay Greenhill again in the backfield. Greenhill had a nice run to answer Peoples, who had a big run to start this drive out. Rough Riders have had the football for quite a while now.
Yeah, Ditto's out there now. He hasn't been out there for quite some time. He's back out in the field here.
Number one target in the end zone. Oh, that's trouble. Fumble. The blitz was on. The Cowboys recover the fumble, and they are pumped up. That was like a train wreck. Knocked down at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, Troy Prill, and then on that one,
Former Rough Riders
think he's happy about
celebrating.
that.
Boy, McCaleb comes up big and Prill. So, this is what we expected to see these guys who have moved on to play for another team come out and really try to fight their way back into things here.
Yeah, and another great drive by the Rough Riders. 2 consecutive have been shorthanded on turnovers.
So first down now, Stanley Cowboys trailing by 6 with 9:47 left here in the third quarter. The Rough Riders need to bear down here on defense.
Yeah, they do. They need to find a way to slow down this running attack and Josh Oberle.
Kevin Suber out there on left defensive tackle. Suber, a veteran. Samas to Oberle. Oberle to the outside, still on his feet. Missing tackles, and he's going to get up for a nice pickup of 8 yards. The Rough Riders are getting hands on him, but not pulling him down.
Yeah, that time Ross Robinson had the first attempt at him and kind of laid at the leg. And Oberle's shown that quickness and that twitch ability, and that time just got away. But he's getting chunk yardage, about 8 yards. I would say he's averaging around 6 yards a carry in this game.
And you do not want to see opposing backs in this league have those kind of averages per carry, considering how many times he's handled the ball.
Absolutely.
So second and short. Watch out for DeAndre Houston.
I
I've
was
been
just
saying it a couple of times today,
yep.
but they're going to keep it on the ground. Samas will carry. Or actually, that was not
Oberle.
Samas. That's Oberle out of the backfield this time. So he's Mr. Everything for this Cowboy offense as he takes it for a first down up to the 33.
I think deservedly so he should get the football. He's proven that very productive in his hands and really helping this Cowboy team get this offense rolling here.
He'll get off the field for a breather, so now the defense sees a guy who's kind of tore him up to the sidelines, makes him think a little bit differently here. Cowboys came out in a spread and were throwing the football a lot. That didn't work, so now they went to the running game, and that's been more successful and brought them back into this football game. But Samas is back out there now, and he'll go to the air. The lefty over the middle, nice pass, completes it in a first down up to midfield.
Yeah, slant route that time to Clint Husby. And, man, that was good footwork by Husby, too. Just got inside. That's a great technique. Easy throw that time for Samas.
All Husby had to do there is just catch that ball.
Absolutely.
He was all alone in the middle of the field. So good play call there and a nice delivery by Samas there.
Might be the best pass we've seen him throw today so far, Rick.
Well, there's been
that
some
was right in rhythm.
Crisp spirals, but he's been overthrowing the long ball, but nice short middle of the field stuff today. 7:27 and counting here. First down again for the Cowboys on the move. OJ with a couple of spins off tackles, and the Rough Riders finally get him down at the 45-yard line. Got multiple Rough Riders
Phelps,
there.
I think, cleaned it up at the end.
DeAndre Hooper out there too, and DeAndre didn't start in this game, but he's a major contributor over the years. So this clock is moving quick here in this third quarter with the running game. Second down and 5. Rough Riders have not been able to stop the running game here to start this second half. This time 2 backs. And O.J. Wilkerson has space to the outside. He's tough to bring down, and he, I thought, lost that football out of bounds. Well, that's going to be another first down as he got his seam that time. Now, he's pretty much a directional guy, and if he gets the blocks, he can be dangerous.
Yeah, good setup again. Chris Gardner, who's played a pretty good game up front for the Cowboys, opened that hole up, and and Oberle obviously getting the attention from the Rough Rider defense, so they go Olay to
OJ.
OJ. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, I see. I busted in too early.
That's
on that
okay.
one.
That's okay. It's the first game of the season.
It is the first game of the season. So O.J. Wilkerson, who struggled early on, has now had a couple of nice carries. He had just under 600 yards last year. That's why he was with Chippewa Valley. Samas to throw. He's deep and way overthrown again. The long ball has just not been his thing, as Jamar Boone was the closest to that football, but he couldn't quite reach out to get it.
You know, and honestly, if Houston had a better, I guess, had a better release off the line of scrimmage, and that wasn't even close to being open, in my opinion.
Yeah, the deep balls have not been his forte. Not to be confused with Matt, who retired as a Bear this week, along with Devin Hester.
One-day contract, retired, deservedly so.
Yes.
I would say Devin Hester for sure will be a Hall of Famer of the two.
Oh, there's no question about that.
If he's not, I would be
best
surprised.
Special teamer ever. Second and 10 after the incomplete pass. Prill to the near side and brought down. Well, he almost got loose. DeAndre Hooper was down low on him, and he almost threw him off.
Yeah, you talked about Prill, and he's hard to bring down. He had a good head of steam rolling there. Didn't get a lot off the edge, though. Good pursuit by the Rough Riders.
Prill's carried the ball a few times out of the backfield. 3rd down and 6 yards to go here for the Cowboys from the 33 of the River City Rough Riders. Under 5 minutes to play here in the 3rd.
There's one thing I can say about Samus that I've seen in this game that he needs to work on is he locks on to one target way too much. He needs to look at his progressions a little bit more. I don't really see him doing that, especially when there's pressure.
He's out of the shotgun here with Oberle to his right, who's back in the game and a dangerous weapon. And he'll look for Oberle, but he's wide open to the left, but here's Samas with his legs. He's going to get the first down, tripped up. Tackle made by the Rough Riders, J-Rock Staley.
Holloway was down again for a moment. Might have got his bell rung.
I think Coach Bob Brown has said, unless you have somebody wide open, do not throw that football.
Yeah, and there was a wide open lane there, and first down. Great play by Samus, good decision. Tuck and run, get the first down, give your team 4 more downs to see if they can get into the end zone here and possibly take the lead.
Down to the 21 of River City. Samus has used his legs a couple of times to get him into scoring position. Trying to pump up the Rough Riders fans here, get that defense going. Ah, the sounds of football.
Nice.
And
gotta wrap him up though.
Again, and finally finished off. First tackle not made. Second tackle, Vontre Phelps, I should say, with the tackle. I think I've done that a couple times. I don't know why I say Phillips.
Kellen Lager came in and read that immediately, but like you said, Rick, he missed that tackle, and Phelps there to clean it up. That's a big play right there by the Rough Rider defense.
That was Devon Williams, who had not carried the ball much today, getting the opportunity on that last play.
Oberle is back in now for the Cowboys. Just checking back.
2nd and 11. After the strong play by Phelps. Just about 3 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Rough Riders up 20-14. 6-point lead is being threatened, and we'll have a
delay of game.
Delay of game is not something you want if you're Coach Bob Brown right now.
Second one of the game for the Cowboys. Had one in the first half as well.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one right there. They'll back them up, and we're okay with that as Rough Riders broadcasters. But
well, they were trying to run Oberle out there in a wildcat formation, it looked like, and maybe some miscommunication.
Watch number 2.
Everyone's saying, watch out for Oberle.
Yep, absolutely.
You recognize him by now. A lot of in motion there, but they did not throw the flag, and it'll be a nice defensive play as the Rough Riders able to shut it down.
Nate Nicholson again. They had a great game in this one. Number 72 has flashed quite a bit in this game. It looks like the big guy's down for the Cowboys, and Stoney West, I think that's who that is down right now.
And
nope, it's not.
Cowboys taking a knee right now.
It is.
Looking for a hand up.
I think it's
Might
Jermaine
want
Riley.
To get 2 hands.
Yeah, Jermaine Riley, number 19.
And he's a former Rough Riders player. So he is a little shaken up. I think he's going to get to the sideline here. Former Rough Rider offensive lineman. 3rd down and 13 here. And a timeout. They're going to take a knee here for a little bit, it looked like. But no, it looks like the Rough Riders are ready to go. Put your helmets on. Let's get to it.
That was high school practice with Kevin Krovic from Bangor. It'd be, what are you doing? I didn't tell you to get any water.
Did you tell Coach Krovic that you'd be calling the games here?
No, I haven't seen Coach in the last couple weeks.
Coach Mullenberg, a shout out to those guys.
Absolutely.
What a year of Bangor athletics, football, basketball. Boy, they have just been dominant.
It's a great class of kids, too.
Fumble! And I think Samus able to get back on top of that ball.
Now, here's the thing with this, with Riley going out. He's the center. So right there's your first mistake right off of the bat for whoever replaced him.
And Charles Hardy almost got on top of that football.
The center, number 25 is their center?
Well, that would be Devon, but I don't think that's...
Devon Williams?
Devon Williams is working center.
Really?
Okay.
I don't even think he's a $160.
I think he might be about a $145.
Oh, maybe he's a specialty.
He's a long snapper.
For
He's a long snapper. Now,
teams.
we've seen Miguel Watson and his leg. Boy, but that's trouble on that snap.
Look out, fake.
And here's Oberle with a throw downfield on a fake and almost hits
Great
his receiver.
coverage.
Tight coverage on the fake. I don't know that it was a design fake, though, because the snap was higher. Maybe that was intentional.
And a penalty, probably unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cowboys here. Yep.
Yeah, that's a big penalty right there for the Cowboys. Not only did they miss on the conversion, which may have been designed to be a fake or not. We're not certain on it, but nonetheless, that's what it became. The snaps have been a bit off target.
I would say that's really good coaching by the Rough Riders coaching staff because they were prepared for that fake. I mean, everybody was downfield waiting for a pass, and great coverage by Jamar Boone. I mean, he was step for step, and I believe that was Husby that was out there trying to get the ball or on the reception from the pass, but great coverage downfield.
So 34 points in the first half. We are almost one quarter complete here in the third, and no scoring in the second half.
It's the fastest quarter of this game.
Well, it was a lot. It had no question. It was a lot of running that made that clock run a bit quicker here in this third quarter by the Cowboys.
Absolutely.
They were denied after a very long drive.
Well, let's see if Hoffman can get his confidence back here.
Jerome Peoples in the backfield as the tailback. He'll get the handoff, strips one tackle, bounces off another, but he is eventually taken down. And it'll just be a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, Willie McCaleb coming up from that safety spot.
He's had a big second
half.
He
has.
was strong on that denial when the Rough Riders were in the red zone.
Nose is always around the football with number 26.
2nd down and 8.
Did like what Peoples did there, though. He was being patient, letting that run develop, and trying to run behind his offensive line.
Be the last play most likely of this third quarter. Low snap, trouble for Hoffman. Picks it up, throws it left, gets Ditto. Ditto's got a first down, tried to sidestep, gets pushed out of bounds. But it will be first down Rough Riders. And that'll do it.
Third quarter.
For our third quarter, as you heard Scotty say. Rough Riders with a 20-14 lead. And they have the football.
I don't know if I want to be a recipient of a stiff arm from Philip Ditto, but he just gave out a nasty one to kind of get a little extra yardage there at the end of that play, Rick.
He can do it.
Absolutely, no doubt.
So here we go. The final frame of today's game. And a 6-point lead for the River City Rough Riders.
I don't know if you noticed, but the Cowboys are playing a little bit deeper now in their defense, like almost a mock cover 2, cover 3, because they're afraid of that deep ball from Hoffman. So they're trying to set that up to where, maybe Hoffman sees that they can run a seam route, maybe to go against the softness of either that both those zones. But so far, I don't know if they've seen that on the sideline here.
Of course, Rough Riders would like to thank more of their sponsors, and obviously one of those sponsors they'd like to thank is Custom Fab of La Crosse, as well as Matt's Auto and Repair and the Dive Bar, just to name a few of those Rough Riders sponsors as we head to fourth quarter play. Here we go.
Yeah, not a lot of man coverage, Rick, like I said, with the Cowboys now. They're playing back off, giving respect to these wide receivers and Hoffman and his arm.
So from the 46-yard line, Hoffman looks to the air. That's a nice throw, but what a catch right there. Almost tipped loose, and downfield goes Zach Kleinfeld towards the end zone, just shy down to the 1-yard line. Zach Kleinfeld makes his first big play as a Rough Rider.
And that right there is the weakness in that zone, as they went 2 wide receivers, one running a seam route, one on the outside. So the corner chooses the seam, Kleinfeld's open, and he almost takes it into the end zone.
Boy, that was almost picked off. He jumped right in front, thought he might have tipped it, but Kleinfeld, good composure to be able to hang on to that football.
But like I said, that corner thought, I'm sure you could see, he kind of stepped off and went back to that seam area because there was 2 wides right there. So a great throw by Hoffman, better catch by Kleinfeld, and the Rough Riders are in business.
Now the 1-yard line. 1st and goal to go, Rough Riders. Looking for some fourth quarter points and the first points of this second half. Got to get the job done.
14:25 till barley time.
Jay Greenhill is the lone back. Karl Hoffman directing players. Settles in. And a low snap, picks it up. Throws to the end zone. That's a tough one for Kleinfeld. It goes off his hands. I'm not even sure if his feet were in bounds. Again with the snaps, having some trouble there.
Yep. I think both teams are having issues with that.
Well, it's first game.
That's right. Sure is. There's Brad Hempelman, I believe, on the deflect from Thorpe, Wisconsin.
Have we set a record for saying it's the first game?
I think so. I don't think we've done that on any of our first games that we've ever called, to my knowledge.
So. 2nd down and goal to go here for the Rough Riders. Again, it'll be Jay Greenhill as the tailback. They tried to draw him off sides, and they did. I think the Cowboys jumped on that one. Let's see what the officials say, but I think they got in before the ball was even snapped. But did someone flinch?
I think you're right, Rick. I think it's going to be neutral zone infraction.
It is.
Yep.
Guess what? They moved a foot. Not much movement there on the penalty.
Nope. About the length of whatever's on the back of Sully's sneakers.
Bring out the ruler.
That's right.
Look at that. Jeff Ross getting the zoom in of the football.
Jeff does such a great job for us. He really does.
Jeff is a good guy. We're glad to have him.
What do you think? Jump ball to Ditto?
I think rollout, quarterback, keeper. Nope, handoff up the middle. Touchdown, Rough Riders. Little extra effort for Jay Greenhill, and he plunges in, and the Rough Riders take a bigger lead. It's now 26-14 with 13:32 left in the fourth.
Yeah, good run that time by Greenhill, going off the backside of a center combo block with the guard and take it right into the end zone that time for the Rough Riders. And I was listening to our announcer, Stan. He keeps saying, why don't they just power it up and just run it right in there? Well, there you go, Stan.
There it is. Stan,
are you happy now?
Stan up here,
all right.
Public address announcer coaching. That was his play call. He sent it in, and that's exactly what they did.
He could have just tweeted it down there.
Yeah,
maybe.
He did. That's it.
That's right.
Tweeting it down to Karl. There's your play. And here's Ballwig with the extra points. Another low line drive, but that's good. He puts it between the uprights, and Ballweg hits. They've just had one error in that department. It's 27-14, a 13-point lead with 13:32 left in the fourth.
Yeah, that was a big, big series of plays for the Rough Riders to get another score on the board here. Because Stanley, did great running that clock down, running game, all that, but then miscues and Rough Riders capitalize. See how they respond here. Being down 2 scores now, if they maybe get a little riskier and start throwing the football a little bit more, Rick.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something because the running game, although it's been successful, is going to chew that clock.
It is.
There's no doubt about that.
I mean, they could maybe utilize those backs out in screens and or maybe flares or whatever they want to do to get them involved if they feel that strongly about Oberle. But you got to think that the Rough Riders coaching staff knows where Oberle's going to be now on every play.
Yeah, they're watching him closely. I did notice that the Cowboys, some of them have orange helmets and others have black helmets. Have you noticed that?
Like the smaller Clay Matthews
the Clay
clone?
Matthews Jr.?
Yeah. Yes, he has a smaller helmet.
And I don't mean Junior in any bad way,
No,
but he does kind of
no.
have the Clay Matthews hair, and he's wearing 52. That's Jeremy Ritz from Athens, Wisconsin.
Do you think his hair's insured like Clay Matthews?
Could be.
Okay.
Picked up there at the 20. And some space up the left side. Can't
Look
get
out.
sloppy.
It's
That's
Oberle.
Oberle.
Yep.
He's trying to make it happen and carry his team on his shoulders like he's done much of the day.
Yeah, he's had a great game. Even if the Cowboys end up losing this one, you have to say that he's been a standout tonight here on CRSN.
Glad you're spending your evening with us here on CRSN. Some of you might be dropping in, dropping out, but there's just a couple of games today. One was postponed, and then our game and another that kicked off at 2 o'clock today. I did not get results for you on that one, but I'm sure you can look it up on the Northern Elite Football League website. They should have some scores maybe updated. Usually that stuff comes via Twitter, just like our information today.
And sometimes maybe play calling from our announcers.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So here's the Cowboys trying to crawl back into this game. Samus fires one like a fastball. It was not complete. Pass was intended for Luke Holloway. Holloway from Marshfield, Wisconsin, was not going to get to that one.
Safety's playing a little bit deeper now. Linebackers playing kind of in a mid-tier cover 2 type zone now. Wouldn't be surprised if you see mix in of maybe a corner blitz or here and there, kind of throw off Samus's reads.
Well, typically, Samus has had to throw on the run. Every now and then he's had a little bit of time in the pocket. But
yeah, but like we talked about, that long ball accuracy hasn't been there in this game.
No.
Intermediate throws, pretty good.
Overly to his right. And the carry left side. And the Rough Riders can't bring him down. Another missed tackle. This time he gets loose on Bryce Lease.
Kellen Lager cleaning it up on the back end. But a hard-fought 3-yard gain for Oberle. And he just keeps churning those legs, Rick.
Lease had him in the backfield, but he just stripped right through. So you got a 3rd and 7 here for the Cowboys. And at this point with 12:40 and counting left here in the fourth quarter, if they don't get this, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely.
We haven't seen much in the punting game today from either team, have we? They still do that?
Yeah, actually, there was a trade for a punter in the NFL yesterday.
All right.
A 7th-round pick for a punter.
Here's Samus slinging it left. Completes the pass and
fumble.
Hit, fumble, ball loose. Rough Riders football. Big time play. Fumble recovered by Charles Hardy. He's had a couple big moments, almost recovered one earlier in the game. And that was a big hit and fumble, and we got, I thought there was a flag. It was a football. It was thrown up there.
Yeah, big stick on the outside, Rick. And, I mean, that was a well-placed shoulder to get that ball out. And Charles Hardy, Johnny on the spot, and the Rough Riders have obviously what could be the possession to put the proverbial nail in the coffin here.
I'm glad you said nail in the coffin. The dagger gets used way too much.
Yeah, I don't like to say the dagger. I like to leave that for Packer broadcasts.
We'll put it out there to you watching on YouTube. What's the best phrase for that? Is it nail in the coffin? Is it the dagger?
There's a lot of good ones.
Give us some
actually.
new ones.
Yeah.
Give us some new ones, and we'll use it the next time we do our games.
There was who was it? I think it was the Columbus Blue Jacket hockey announcer at a goal call that said something along the lines of like a foot in a tea kettle, which I did not understand. Yes.
Well, that sounds like an old guy phrase. Right
It
there.
is. It is. It was. It was very
Is this
odd.
English soccer?
No, it was a Columbus Blue Jackets hockey announcer.
Foot in a tea kettle?
Yes, something like that. Something with a tea kettle.
I have not heard that one before.
Yeah, it was kind of odd.
All right, timeout here. 12:07 to play, fourth quarter. Again, we hope you are enjoying our coverage here of semi-pro football, Rough Rider football. We'll have all the home games this season. If you're just joining us here, whether it's on CooleyRegionSportsNetwork.com or you're going straight through the YouTube link, we're glad you're with us. Let us know if there's some things you'd like us to bring to the table for next week's game. Lisa Kay will be with us, so we'll have a female sideline reporter throughout the game.
We'll have a full crew for the first time this year. Be great.
I've got baseball in Prairie du Chien, so I might be a little bit late, so you might have to be the equipment setter-upper.
Setter-upper?
We'll
Carrier
say it that
setter-upper?
way. Yeah, maybe. Here's Hoffman. Had to pick up another snap that wasn't there, and that's going to be a wobbler, and it's caught along the near sideline. Rough Riders grab Tyrell Beasley with his first catch of the game.
You got to give credit there to Beasley coming back for that ball because Hoffman saw that he broke out on the route, and that was a smart play by Beasley, seeing where Hoffman was. And people talk about going to your quarterback when he gets out of protection. That's a perfect design right there, or a perfect coaching method that you can teach wide receivers to see.
Offensive coordinator Dan Bridges was telling me he's going to try to get Beasley involved in a lot of different ways. You might see him in the backfield from time to time, but there he comes back to make a catch. Jerome Peoples in the backfield. Beasley still out there as a slot left. Solely slot right. Philip Ditto and C.J. Woods out there. This is a passing down, and they're going to throw it way out of bounds. The closest was a sideline coach for the Cowboys on that one. That was just get rid of it, right?
I think so.
I think the Rough Riders, as you said, would like to just put some more points on the board with 11-13 left and kiss this one goodbye.
And I think that's their intention here on this drive. I think the Cowboys know that too, and they're bringing extra pressure, especially along the edges.
They're going to load up the right side this time. Just Ditto to the left. Trips right with Jerome Peoples in the backfield.
Yeah, watch a drag route right through the seam.
That could be a draw. Nope, play fake. Throwing downfield.
Nice
Look at that
pass.
throw. He's got Aaron Soley in the end zone. Did he make it? No, they're going to say he's down right at the goal line. Another 1 yard line catch. Soley with a great grab, and Karl Hoffman with a highlight reel pass yet again.
Yeah, great throw, and he was the open man, and it was a great read that time by Hoffman. Soley, great catch, almost got into the end zone, and again, a very, I would say, convertible situation here down at the goal line for the Rough Riders.
Boy, Soley has caught some deep balls today. He got one for a touchdown, one that came in and out of his hands in the end zone earlier.
Well, it looks like he's got 2 lucky rabbit's feet on the back of his cleats, so I can tell you that's helping him.
Still haven't got the official answer on that yet, have you?
I'm going to find out.
All right. Well, he wants to do post-game, so I'm
Does
sure
he?
you can get the answer.
All right.
That's another snap that goes into the turf and then mopped up quickly by the Cowboys defense. I'd say we've seen at least 7, if not 8 balls go into the turf.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for that today, that's for sure.
You know, Karl Hoffman used to Chad Haas back there at center, and you get comfortable there for many years. That's all right. He's in the box. He's a legend, a Rough Rider legend. Except for he doesn't know what he's talking about predicting the Bears' record.
I was going to say, he was the one that probably said 1 in 15 would be my guess.
That's the only thing that I'm not so keen on the on the veteran. So the Rough Riders will do it again here. As the clock is ticking, running down here. Got a semi-secure lead at 13. Here's Karl going to the left here, and that's going to be interference.
Yep.
He was looking for Philip Ditto in the end zone, and the coverage by Devon Williams was a bit too tight.
Yeah, and if I'm the Rough Riders and I see Soley down there jaw-jacking with another player for the Cowboys, I just get back. You got a high opportunity here to get some points on the board. Just get back to the huddle.
So this is your first look at the semi-pro football brand. What are your thoughts?
Well,
first game though.
I think it's entertaining, that's for sure, and there's a lot of talent on the field here today, which is pretty fun to watch. But there obviously it's. Let's just say that there's been a lot of laundry today, and there's a lot of extracurriculars that go on. But again, the season progresses; those things clean up. But I would say overall, pretty good product.
Yeah, it sort of cleans up. It doesn't clean up completely, but it is part of this game. But
you ever seen Necessary Roughness with Sinbad?
Absolutely.
I hate to say it, but it kind of reminds me of that somewhat.
No.
Somewhat.
Sinbad. Here's Jerome Peoples' face mask.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody saw it, but
we saw it.
You can't move a guy's head back like that without getting your hands in there. And he's trying to explain, what are you guys watching?
Yep, absolutely.
I think they've got reservations.
That may work out, though, for the Rough Riders and their passing attack, though. Running game hasn't been overly successful today for the most part.
A couple big breakouts back-to-back. Start out the second half, but they weren't able to get the ball in the end zone. So 2nd and goal. Hoffman, left, completes
nice
the pass,
catch.
Touchdown, and there he is. 2nd of the game, Philip Ditto.
Yeah, Devon Williams didn't have a chance. That was just a great route ran that time by Philip Ditto. And those guys haven't been playing together much, have they?
Right.
Good communication.
8:29 left.
It's a big touchdown right there for the Rough Riders, and kind of like what we alluded to, Rick. I mean, that one could be the, I guess, the ender right there.
The foot in the tea kettle?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Bollig with a kick. Boy, he just got that off in time. He's got a strong foot. Boy, everything's got speed. If not for that quick release of the foot there, that soccer style, I'm not sure if that would have gotten through.
Nothing ever beats, though, the greatest goal call of all time, "Make me a bicycle clown."
Oh, that's a classic.
That is a classic.
I don't think that guy's doing the
He's
Florida
not.
Panthers games
I don't know
anymore,
what he's doing anymore. He was the best. I loved him.
He would take lines from, like, classic movies, comedies, whatever, and tag it
and
on
unlike
the,
me, make sense of
calls.
it when it was during the goal call.
Well, if you've ever watched our coverage of hockey, Scotty tends to tag my goal call with something very unusual, usually. Usually followed by "he thinks," and then there's something.
That's right.
Or "he does."
Yes.
And then there's a line.
You have to have
sort.
action. It's like learning basic English back in high school.
You know, sometimes
There's gotta be action.
Sometimes I'll get emails or messages from or references from parents.
Make him stop.
No, saying that they couldn't figure out. They were so excited at what he was saying, but they weren't sure what it was.
Yes, and then we would have Jerry Rank text us and let us know what it meant.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Yep, he knew because he knew the movie line.
Yes,
but not
he did.
everybody knows movie lines like you do.
Yes.
You want to bring out some movie lines for next week?
I could.
All right.
Yeah, I could.
Just don't scream them.
Okay. I'll try not to.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there it is. Stan's contributing. From the 17, Cowboys streaking upfield. Boy, nice moves here. And
Josh
finally
Watson
brought down at the 42-yard line. And I do believe that was Miguel Watson Swanson from Kansas City, Missouri, coming over from Chippewa Valley and showed that he's got some good feet. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't been a bigger part of the offense. He's been involved a couple of times.
He's definitely a playmaker. And you would think that even in this scenario, you want to get somebody out there on the field like that.
So good return, good field position, 42-yard line, 1st and 10, 8:18
You know,
left to play.
I always felt bad for Josh Cribbs when he played for Cleveland because he was such a good kick returner, and then they put him on the field and they could never get him the football because the talent around him wasn't that great.
So the clock, the enemy here for the Cowboys, and here's O.J. Wilkerson with space to the outside and gets tripped up and knocked down. It's like almost like Groundhog's Day here when it comes to the guys getting to the outside and tripping them up. As this time it was J-Rock, but we've seen Kendall Wade do it a few times, getting under the legs of Wilkerson, and that seems to be the best way to take him down. He's pretty sturdy up top.
Yeah, he's hard to bring down in the upper body. Lower body is probably your best chance. No, Christian Okoye was like that too.
Nigerian nightmare.
Oh man, that guy was a beast. Well, second greatest Tecmo Bowl running back of all time,
yes.
Next to Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he was good.
Yes.
Stacked shoulder pads. Here's Samas throwing. Oh, it was a missile. Went right through the hands of the intended receiver, DeAndre Houston.
Yeah, Samas definitely overthrew that one.
I don't know. That 49ers team in Tecmo Bowl was pretty darn good.
Yeah, they were. They were as a total.
You like the passing
as a total
game.
team, absolutely.
If you like that passing game.
Taylor, Brent Jones, Jerry Rice. Then Roger Craig could come out of the backfield.
Joe Montana.
Yep.
Steve Young.
Yep.
That Bears defense was pretty good in Tecmo Bowl. I got to say
Yeah,
that
it was.
too back in the day.
Singletary, Richard Dent.
Yeah.
And Richard Dent was great for going off the edge. Him and Lawrence Taylor were probably the best two edge rushers in that game.
Little Tecmo Bowl talk. You can tell that the score is 34-14 now. Giants were good too.
Yes,
you're right.
they were.
Yep. And Samas has some time. Then it finally breaks down. Nice throw over the middle. That's his best spot on the field. And he fires and completes it to Luke Holloway. And Holloway gets a first down into Rough Rider territory.
You know, the best defense, though, in Tecmo Bowl, Philadelphia Eagles in Tecmo Super Bowl. They had Reggie White. They had Seth Joyner.
That was
Eric Allen.
I don't think I played it anymore by then.
Oh, they were good. Tecmo Super Bowl?
I think I dropped.
You never played Tecmo Super Bowl?
I dropped that for Madden. I mean, I
Madden wasn't around yet, though.
I don't know. Well, I played something else.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Yeah, I think.
Because I never remember the Eagles
Tecmo
being.
Super Bowl was 94, I think. And Madden didn't start till 95 or 96 was the first game. Yeah, the first one.
That's when I played.
But no, so Tecmo Super Bowl was 92.
I played till about 90, 91, I think.
Yeah, 92 was Tecmo Super Bowl.
All right, here's Samas rolling out, and he's got good wheels.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to get close to that first down marker and forced out of bounds.
Yep, and play that game.
Yeah, I think we've all been there, standing playing Tecmo all night long.
Oh, man.
Well, if it was today, it would be Fortnite. They would have that with them.
Yeah.
Everybody playing Fortnite. I bet you there's somebody playing Fortnite and watching the game right now at the same time.
Probably.
So there's somebody doing that. All right, so second down and 2 or 3 were the Cowboys. The clock ticking down under 5:38 remaining. And over the middle again, which is the best spot for Samas to throw, and a little bit high on the release that time.
So here's a Madden reference then. Best offense in Madden. All the years you've ever played it.
See, the problem is that I always play with the Bears, so I can't really give you a good, solid judgment, and there's been lots of bad Bears teams.
How about the Rams in 2002 Madden?
It's pretty good. Offense is the best, I think.
I mean, they had Marshall Falk, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Asakeem, and then that offensive line at Orlando Pace. I mean, they were loaded.
Yeah,
Kurt Warner was great.
The only problem is the Kurt Warner. If somebody knows how to get a good pass rush on, the Kurt Warner couldn't move.
True.
So you'd have to use the short.
Well, I always
game.
played with the Packers like you played with the Bears.
Right. All right, 3rd down and 3 yards to go here for Stanley. And they try to use the running game to get it, but piled up at the 30-yard line. I don't think they got it.
No.
Bryce Lease has been involved in the last couple of plays, making up for a run earlier where he just completely lost the handle. He's been in on the last couple of stops. 4th and inches. Stan getting his fans riled up.
I thought he was saying pizza for a second there. I was like, what?
You're getting hungry.
Pizza.
There's a plunge. All depends on the spot.
That's
going to
be close.
Drive it back, knocking a helmet off.
I don't think they got it. I don't think they got it.
Samas had his helmet knocked off his head trying the plunge. Rough Riders say no go.
Yeah, it looks like it's short from here. Yep. 1st down, Rough Riders.
Turnover on downs with 4:31 left here in the 4th quarter. And the Rough Riders now get out there with that running game and just
chew the clock up.
Chew that clock down. That's exactly what they got to do. I'm not exactly sure why the coach is out on the field talking to the officials. You see a coach that came running out to talk to the officials. I don't know that that's ever allowed. If that's what that was.
Yeah, not sure.
That was interesting.
He could have been trying to find out what the happy hour special was at the dive bar, but I'm not sure.
You might be right.
It's possible.
Got to believe they're going to enjoy some things before heading back to Stanley. Well, they go to the air. Hoffman deep pass and throws it into traffic. That's intercepted.
Yep.
Hauled down by the Cowboys in multiple spin moves up to the 40-yard line. Trying to pick up a number there.
Looked like 38, but I don't think we have a 38 on the roster.
38 or 58, I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Jeff was on him there for a second. Tough far side of the field there.
Or it was Matt Sanders, 39.
Could have been Sanders because he's one of the defensive backs.
Right.
Seemed a little smaller than Sanders. So nonetheless, kind of a freebie. And I don't know if they want the defense to work a little bit more today. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, a little surprised they didn't run the football there.
They apparently didn't get the memo from us on the chew the clock thing.
No, I guess not. Or they heard us and thought Tecmo Bowl, and they just wanted to keep throwing because that's what you could do in that game all the time.
You could. So the Cowboys will get the football again, and that Rough Rider defense comes out. Again, coming up next week, it's the Minnesota Vipers. Next Saturday, pregame starts at 5:45. It'll be myself, Scotty, and Lisa Kay joining us from the sidelines next week. Samas, unleash one downfield and almost intercepted. Kendall Wade came flying by, got a piece of it, couldn't quite pick it off. Troy Young also in the mix there in the coverage.
Yeah, good coverage by the Rough Riders. And again, we see that Samas, his ability to throw the long ball is not the greatest.
It's not about the fact that he can't throw the ball a long distance.
It's the placement.
Yeah,
it's the placement.
It's timing.
Yeah, and again, though, Nate Nicholson was in there making some pressure there, and Kevin Suber, too, was in there. So that could have threw off the timing of Samus, but hasn't proven it in this game that he can connect.
Most passes that have been complete have been right over the middle. And they go to the run. That's O.J. Wilkerson, and he gets gang tackled. Purple people eaters.
That was a defense.
Darn good one.
Yeah.
There's Courtney Farrell, who hasn't had his name called much today, involved there. Wearing number 41. Playing in the middle with Tim Korish Jr. But you had called it out earlier. Nate Nicholson has had a strong night on that left end. Third and 10. There's Samus completes the pass on target and a first down, hooking up with Clint Husby, who catches his third ball of the game.
And again, Samus showing that he has, a really quick release, and like you said, Rick, within that 10, 15-yard area, he's pretty good. I mean, he can hit those routes. It's just past that point. There needs to be a little bit of a polish up.
Well, I think if Coach Bob Brown had to look back at it, he would have probably established Oberle a little bit better early on, and I think this game could have gone a different direction.
Agreed.
That was a fake throw there by Samus. He goes downfield. That was close.
That was a good one.
It was the best one of the day, deep. Incomplete. We do have a flag.
Maybe on sportsmanlike, I think, on Stanley.
Miguel Watson, the intended receiver.
It might be on Samus. Oh, roughing the passer. I was going to say, it's this way. He almost went that way.
He did. I think overall these officials have been pretty
decent. Yeah, they've done a really good job. I would agree.
I got to tell you, it's probably the best crew I've seen since I've been covering this team. We've had some games in the past that have just been brutal.
Yeah. Kept control of the game pretty well.
So it will be first down. Cowboys, 45-yard line of the Rough Riders. And they've still been busy. They've thrown a lot of flags, but, we expected to see quite a few in this first game. There it is. I think they put us up over 72 times.
Mm-hmm.
Samus with the keeper. Gets a couple of good blocks and picks up 8.
A read option play there.
Tyler Bortle got a piece of him as he went down.
Kind of surprised they didn't do that a little bit more with Samus, running out of that spread formation. Kind of keep the defense guessing a little bit what he was going to do.
It might be that they don't want to put him in danger too often.
Could be.
I don't know that there's a long list of quarterbacks on this team. At least looking at the roster, I see I never saw Keith Richardson play quarterback when he was with the Rough Riders, but it does say that on the roster here. So again, I'm not certain.
I don't think Keith
who the backup is.
I don't think Keith Richards can play quarterback.
I see that was a Rolling Stones joke that you just threw in there.
I was trying to. I was trying.
I heard the crickets on that one.
Yeah.
Timeout here, or I should say 2-minute warning. As time is winding down. Now, are we going to see if we can grab somebody in postgame?
I'll be heading down there in just a moment.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to gather together as a team, so you won't be able to get anybody right away.
Sounds good.
Typically, they gather, I don't know, sometimes left, right, center of the field, and then you try to maybe see if there's any players that want to talk afterwards. I mean, I know that C.J. Woods and Aaron Soley had a big game today.
I would say him and Ditto, both of them.
Yeah, I don't know if Ditto's going to want to talk to you.
Probably not. Yeah, no, not a lot of people want to talk to me. That's okay,
He might.
That's okay.
You think he'll talk? He might.
Yeah.
He might wonder who the heck you are, but at least he knows the game. He knows we're covering the game.
Yeah,
so
most people do wonder who the heck I am.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine.
Well, you're kind of new to this particular realm of football coverage. Second down and a couple here. Oh, the trouble for Samas, and he's sacked. Bortle in on the sack and gets his first sack of the season.
I thought he was going to come give him a big hug for a second the way it was looking. Kind of had his arms extended like this.
Yeah, Bortles.
He was coming in there, man.
I like Bortle as an addition on this defense. Nicholson checking off here now. He played a strong game today. You pointed it out early on.
Absolutely.
You see Jermaine Riley shaking hands with his former team.
That's classy.
Scotty's going to head on down, so you will not hear him for a brief moment, but grab that stuff, and we'll see what we can get. So 3rd down and 14 yards to go here for the Cowboys after the sack by Tyler Bortle. Clock continues to tick down, 44 seconds and counting. Rough Riders drop into prevent. Samas to throw over the middle, completes the pass, and a nice spin move after the catch by Luke Holloway. So with the clock continuing to run, they might get up and, no, they're going to call a timeout here, and we've got 18 seconds remaining. It'll give Scotty a little more time to get back into position. Again, the Rough Riders would like to thank Shimmies as a sponsor. Thanks to them for being a part of the broadcast as well. I'd like to thank Trend Center LLC, Apparel by Ray. And, of course, Newey's, Vogue, Bar and Grill, and Subway, another Rough Riders sponsor for 2018. As we play the last few seconds, Rough Riders going to start this season out 1-0 and less tight of a contest than last year's meeting up at Stanley. Also take this time to thank you for spending your evening with us here on the Cooley Region Sports Network. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. We'll be back at it again next weekend. Samas to throw. Now he has to scramble outside. Bortle after him, but he's going to win a foot race there. Gets knocked out of bounds short of the first down marker, but we've got a flag thrown, and Kendall Wade says a few words, and it gets thrown again. Might be 2 penalties on the Rough Riders here, possibly. What do you think, Scotty? 1 or 2?
Possibly 2. We'll see.
Just 8 seconds left on the clock. And half the distance to the goal is, I think I was right. I think there were 2 there. Am I correct on that?
I believe so.
Because look where the ball is.
Hey, I've got Aaron Soley over here, Rick, already.
Oh, I knew it. I knew he wanted to chat. Go ahead. We're just about done with this one. Go ahead, grab him.
Hey, Aaron, real quick here. Great game today. Talk a little bit about, I guess, going into this season. You got a lot of experience coming back. You and Philip Ditto, Hoffman out there. You guys got a lot of chemistry. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've been together for a few years now. You know, chemistry. We got a lot of new guys. We have some players from the Cowboys over there, so we have a lot of love for each other. The chemistry is working together. Our first game, you know, so it's got to work out the kinks and everything. We got a lot of new guys step up, so hopefully we can keep it going through the rest of the season.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of high expectations, too, coming into this season. I know you're currently ranked 6th in the overall rankings. And is that something that you guys don't take very lightly? A little bit more respect, you think, needs to be had in those rankings at this time?
Oh, we like that as the underdog setting, I guess. Nobody puts us up there at the top, So we got something to prove.
So what do you got here? Super Saiyan outfit here, and then what did you have on your cleats earlier? Can you show me? I thought it was a cheetah you had on the end of your cleats there for a second. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this, Dragon Ball Z cleats.
Oh, look at that.
That's pretty sharp. You got that, Jeff?
Yeah, you got. You can zoom in. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look at that. And then what did you have on the back of your cleats earlier? What were those things? What were they?
Squirrel tails.
Squirrel.
You were right, Scott.
I run, I jump, it gives me a little lift.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know if you need the lift, man. You move pretty good on your own. All right. Well, thanks for talking with me, man. Great game. You bet.
All right, there you go. Aaron Soley had a big game. Touchdown catch, a couple big receptions in this one. While Scotty was talking with Aaron Soley, it was a sack by Norm Tiny Dantzler. He's not tiny by any means. He made a nice sack. At least I got a bit of a chuckle. I'm not sure. Are you going to interview the youngster down there with the helmet on?
Yeah, he's enjoying that helmet, let me tell you. I think that's Aaron Soley's son, if I'm correct.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? So you were right. There was things hanging off the back. Those are squirrel tails.
Hey, don't you pay me that fee to be somewhat, visual and seeing what's going on out here?
Yeah, you did a darn good job. Your eyesight's better
Not according to those guys. They were happy when I walked out of there.
I can't believe that's true.
Yeah.
All right, we got one last play here. And change in the backfield. Looks like Caitlin Donnelly is in the backfield from Black River Falls as a blocker. There's a throw to the end zone, incomplete. Bit of contact there, but all is good.
Let him play.
All is good, and that's going to take care of it. It's a 34-14 win for the Rough Riders here. That's a final score. And I don't know if you're going to be able to grab a coach or not, but I know Scotty's going to work on that. We'll update the final score as the Rough Riders win the first game of this 2018 campaign here in front of the home fans at Swanson Field. Final score 34-14 as both teams shake hands. And, we talked about this leading up this week with this matchup with the Cowboys and the former Rough Riders wearing the white and orange. And now it's time to, well, I guess shake hands and admit Rough Riders were able to pull this one out. And we wish those guys that have moved on the best of luck the rest of the season. Well, the River City Rough Riders get off to a good start, and it'll be the Minnesota Vipers next week here at Swanson Field. Scott, are you going to go through and try to get into the handshakes there as well?
Yeah, well, not really. I got Dave Brown's right here. I'm going to try and see if I can get him right after we're done here.
Okay, that sounds good.
Hey, there's a piece of the laundry on the field right here that I'm by.
There was lots of that on the field.
Yeah, there was. There was.
We got another tweet from Jace. He said, nice call tonight, so I thought I'd share that with you, Scotty.
Oh, that's great.
We appreciate you watching, Jace, and best of luck with you guys at Fargo this year. A little feedback there from the microphone. I'm not sure if you might want to get a little bit closer with the coach when you get him. You might want to be turned our direction, too, when you talk to the coach, because I think that's what the issue is. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that.
I'm just trying to be, have my senses here so I can get him right away when it's done so I don't lose him.
No, that's fine. I may turn you down until you're able to look our direction. You get the coach looking at the camera, and we'll make it a wrap for the day. Stan, nice work on public address. Good to work with you today. Stan gets the crowd into it, and the fans were into it tonight, and they were rewarded with a victory here at home. Again, the final score 34-14, River City Rough Riders in semi-pro football. Scotty is going to see if he can get the coach one more time, or maybe even Dan Bridges if he wants to chat. Offensive coordinator. Team put up 34 points in tonight's game, and obviously the owner of the River City Rough Riders. Scotty trying to make his presence out there known.
Tryout. Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, you used to move pretty quick. I remember we were playing park and rec flag football together.
No, the key word there was used to.
Back in 03, right? 02, 03. I think we played those 2 years.
Something like that.
Playing with the Barrel Inn football team.
Used to. Back in the day.
Yeah, right.
A quick word, Coach. Congratulations, head coach Dave Brown of the River City Rough Riders and coach, 34-14 win tonight. Good second half. I thought you guys came out in the fourth quarter and put the nail in the coffin pretty much. I guess talk about that a little bit. Defense came up big when they needed to, shut down that running attack of the Cowboys. I mean, you had to be pretty happy with how this game ended.
Well, yeah, I think the second half the guys truly bought into the system. They started listening and to each other and believing in each other, and things worked out a lot better. Guys weren't going out there to play for themselves. They were playing for each other, and it showed.
Yeah, and that had to be big. And the other thing in that aspect, the miscues really cut down, the penalties. And I know that there's a lot of pride on this field, and you know from playing in the past. And, I mean, there's a lot of pride out here. Talk about that. It takes a lot to kind of swallow that up and just say, hey, let's clean it up and get this over with.
Well, you know, like I said, there's guys that want to come, and they know they're good, but they have to understand that it's a system. And you got to check your pride at the door. And be ready to come and play within that system and play as a team. And I think that they did that well, and I think we'll continue to do that all year, and good things can happen from that.
Yeah, and Rick and I were looking at your schedule, and I really like the structure of your schedule. You have a lot of quality opponents, especially at home. You're excited about that this year because, you know, I know you're ranked 6th right now in the rankings. A respect factor needs to be had, right?
Well, yeah, I think a respect factor needs to be had, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to be the underdog. It's good to be the underdog because some, you know, at times it's guys don't train as hard, you know, practice as hard because they feel that, well, you know, the Rough Riders are just number 6. But in our minds, we're number 1. In our minds, we're number 1, and we're going to continue to play game by game and take it game by game and play like we're number 1.
All right, well, thanks. We'll see you next week for the Minnesota Vipers, bud. Thank you. Great game.
All right, nicely done. Scotty Grand down the field with head coach Dave Brown. And the River City Rough Riders 34-14 winners here in their opening game against the Stanley Cowboys. Hope you enjoyed our coverage tonight on CRSN. Back here again next Saturday night. Minnesota Vipers, the opposition. My thanks to Jeff Ross on camera, Scotty Grand with the color commentary. My name is Rick Frankie. Good night now.
We hope you enjoyed CRSN's coverage of River City Rough Riders semi-pro football. All of the NEFL action has been presented to you by
Subway of La Crosse, Old Style Inn, Bacalar's Meats, NFL Play 60, USA Football, Pepsi of La Crosse.
Also brought to you by
Newey's Vogue, Trendsetter LLC, Apparel by Ray, Custom Fab of La Crosse, Shimmy's, Dairy Queen of La Crosse,
and by
The Dive Bar, Matt's Auto and Repair, Cooley Bank, Denture Smart Denture Service, Herpath State Farm Insurance of Onalaska, Angelini's Restaurante, Onalaska.
CRSN is your home for all the River City Rough Riders home games this spring and summer. This has been a Cooley Region Sports Network presentation of River City Rough Riders NEFL Semi-Pro Football. For Rough Riders game highlights, like Cooley Region Sports Network on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at CR Sports Network. Cooley Region Sports Network. Live, local, and anywhere you can get the World Wide Web. CRSN.